Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing. Just to make sure everybody can hear me when I start the live. Welcome everybody. Just getting everything started, but give me a second to get the musical playlist queued up for everyone. How's everyone doing tonight? Let's see who we playing, who we going to get. How's everyone doing tonight? How's everyone doing tonight, this evening? This is Good Wednesday. About to be Thursday in a hot second. Share the live if you can, folks. So as you guys can see on the page, the article before you is going to be the topic for this discussion for tonight. Welcome to the live chat, everyone. Appreciate you for coming by. Refreshing. How you doing, Donna? Welcome. Welcome everybody coming into the live. Tap the screen if you can. Share the live if you can. We'll greatly appreciate that. Share the live if you can. We'll greatly appreciate that. What's going on, everybody? And welcome to the live. I'm your host, Kev. That's 3 letters, K-E-V. Very easy for you to remember me. And this is the What's the Business live chat forum. And if you're new to this, what we do is we just kind of have an open forum discussion about different things that's happening in current events in the world, and we discuss some of the business aspects and perspectives pertaining to some of the things mentioned. And again, if this is your first live, you can always go back and check out the previous ones. We have the highlights up on our TikTok page, Instagram, and also on our YouTube channel. So you can head over to our profile and you can check us out. You can go ahead and follow us. We definitely appreciate that. And you can also feel free to hop into the guest box because, again, this is an open forum. So if you have perspectives that you would like to share, maybe it might be different from mine. I have no problem having a conversation with you and hearing your side. Because, of course, I don't know everything, nor do I portray myself as someone that does. So you might tell me something that might be news to me or new to me, and I can always learn from you. And not only me, all of you, the lovely people that's following and watching us here on this live. So, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump into what the topics for tonight is. And as you can see by the article that you see in front of you, it is 50 Cent being crunk. Fighting to add special guest into the box. Hello, caller number 9. Hello,
Can I hear
caller.
you or can you hear me? Can we hear each other?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? I'm assuming that
Oh, I can hear you now.
you can hear me now. Well,
Mm-hmm.
welcome, caller. How are you doing? Welcome to the
Not welcome caller. Goodbye.
What's the business live chat forum. Tonight's topic, as you can see before you, is an article speaking about 50 Cent, the rapper, mogul, and businessman, and attorney Ben Crump. It says that 50 Cent and attorney Ben Crump take the fight for black liquor owners to Congress. So
They
this
are
is a
loud.
discussion.
Are they interrupting you? If they are, I'm gonna have to call back. Lord, I'm gonna have to come back later.
All right, we'll be here.
Can you hear them?
Yeah, I can hear them and I can hear you.
Oh Lord. I'll come back.
Okay. Thank you for calling, and I will
Nah,
hear from you soon.
I can't stand you. Goodbye, Kevin. I get out of this.
Thank you for Craft to stop by and to the guest box. And like I said, the guest box is open for any and everybody that wants to jump in into the conversation and share their own perspectives on this. But as I said before, the topic for this evening is going to be on this article, and it's around black liquor owners. Now, black liquor owners, pretty sure you guys are familiar with all the different beverages that are available for you. Your Douces, your Belvederes, your tequilas, everything. Everything from Scotch brandy to tequilas is pretty much prevalent. So give me a second as I pull up. All right, so we have an article, not an article in front of you, is from hiphop.com. The article I'm going to be reading you is pertaining to the same similar thing, but this is from Complex. So the article is from Complex, and it's talking about the 50 Cent and Ben Crump meeting with congressional leaders to discuss black representation in spirits industry. 50 Cent and civil rights personal injury attorney Ben Crump will have discussions centered around America's marginalization of black-owned companies on Capitol Hill. 50 Cent is set to meet with congressional leaders this week alongside renowned attorney Ben Crump over the marginalization of black-owned spirit companies. The 48-year-old rapper and multimedia, mogul, who is the founder of the Seer Spirits, will speak with congressional leaders in Washington, D.C. to push for more minority representation in the alcohol industry. In a post on Instagram, 50 Cent indicated that he was inspired to go ahead with these talks thanks to his ongoing issues with Suntory Global Spirits, FKA Beam Suntory. So that's formerly known as the Beam Suntory. If you're not familiar with the Beam Suntory, they are the ones that actually did work with P. Diddy on the Ciroc brands. And it says FKA because they changed their name from Beam Suntory to Suntory Global Spirits. And some say that they have been came under fire for basically not really doing much of anything in the midst of the whole, P. Diddy scandal. So moving forward, um, it says who's accused of embezzlement earlier this year. So they also are under fire for embezzlement, which is crazy, right? Um, so just stopping here, I want to present a question to the chat, and I had a poll that was placed in chat as well. Um, the poll basically was talking about whether or not the black owned spirits companies do they deserve more representation? And I think the answer should be a resounding yes. Um, but what would that look like? And why is it so important for us to have representation in this industry, particularly this industry? If you guys are familiar with um, a lot of the liquor companies, the Douces, the Belvederes, the Cristal. These are all things that were talked about, rapped about, or spoken about in black culture through music. And you've even seen it at some, sporting events and celebratory, you know, fashion. Or you might just see it just around our culture. It's been prevalent, especially spirits. So we have a lot of ties to the spirit industry. I mean, it goes all the way back to when you had Nate Dogg, who pretty much was singing the St. Ives theme song, and St. Ives was a beer beverage company that was fairly popular in Western Black civilization and culture. So um, you can attribute to a lot of these spirit companies that has made their millions and millions of dollars throughout the company. You can contribute some of their success to the black community and the black culture. But however, there isn't a lot of representation of black and brown minority Americans in that industry, and that can be there's a reason for that. And if you don't understand what the reason is, can definitely hear it here. I can help you with finding out what the reason is. And that's what we're here for. We're here to break down the business in it. I'm breaking down the reason for a lot of different things. Because a lot of people think that business is just business. There's no feelings, there's no emotions, there's no anything else other than just what the business is. Which that can definitely be true in some cases. All cases, it doesn't. And most of the time, a lot of these companies are, family owned. They've been passed on to generation to generation to generation. So, I mean, it makes sense for. That's why I feel like it makes sense for a Puff Daddy and P Diddy at the time to go ahead and do their own liquor companies, because they represent the culture. The culture pretty much took these wine and spirit companies and wrapped their arm around them and basically said, "Hey, come with us. We giving you the pass. You can come in to our culture." And basically, I won't say that they appropriated our culture, but we're not going to sit here and act like we didn't directly have or play a huge part in the development of their company. Because I mean, if you think about it, again, it goes back to the last live where I spoke about brand partnerships and co-branding. So it's you guys have the same target audience, which is the demographics of young people between the ages of 18 to 26, 27, maybe even 28 if you want to push it that far. But that's your demographics. And if most of them go to the club or go to these lounges or go to settings where they play music, and at these events while they're playing music, the music is also reflecting on, what the vibe is. Meaning, if the music is basically telling you, what the vibe is. Meaning, if the music is basically telling you issue, the phone started overheating. But we're back in it. But where did I leave off at? Okay, so we were just talking about how this is basically we all can attest to seeing and growing up and watching how the spirits industry was a part of a lot of things that had to do with directly with the black culture. So if you see music videos growing up, you see different black owned television events that have sponsors by these different spirit companies. You can't deny that we played a large part in the development of these companies. And now that they made these millions and millions of dollars, you know, our representation in that industry is slim to none. And a lot of times it forces us to, if we want to be a part of it, we kind of got to pay to play. We got to pay somebody who's already in the industry, and you don't really own much of or anything of whatever that you're promoting. You just kind of are a glorified salesman. I attested to the Mary Kay salesman. You've seen those Mary Kay saleswomen, and they make their pitch, and they gotta buy all these products and all these different products. They have like inventories upon inventories of these products, and you see that, and it becomes a situation where it's like, okay, damn, how much money are you really making as a Mary Kay salesman? And those time, most of the time, those Mary Kay salesmen, unless they're just super duper saleswomen or salesmen that just able to just sell water to, you know, a fish, then those people are the ones that, definitely make it in that industry and they can move up fast. However, generally speaking, the average person is not doing that well in that industry. That's why you see a lot of people who started, they end up quitting or stopping after a while because it becomes too much. But the point I'm trying to make is that Mary Kay is the ones that's winning at the end of the day. Whoever Mr. or Mrs. Mary Kay, the people that own the company, they're the ones winning because they don't have to be out here doing the grunt work, which is going and sell the products hand by hand. They don't have to do that. They're making their money off of you, which you need to pay them to be able to sell the product to make your money back off of the same shit that you just gave them. So it's like you're pretty much again a glorified salesman. And I feel like that's the same thing that Puff P. Diddy was in the same situation. He was in the same situation where he was promoting Ciroc and all these different flavors and had us real food. Because I'm not even gonna lie to you, I was one of those people that thought, damn, Puff owns Ciroc, so it even made sense. Like same thing when Jay Z even said it on 441. I mean 444. When he said it on 444, he was like, man, what I look like grabbing such and such when I know Puff got Ciroc. Is you stupid? Like it's like that. So it's like not to say he was fooled and thought that Puff owned it too. It's just basically saying, why would I want to give my money to these people who clearly they're not really for us? Because if they was, then we would have been had partnership deals with y'all long time ago. And I feel like numbers wise, it would have helped them out even bigger if you had like a partnership with someone. Like especially back in the in the 99 and the 2000s. What? Imagine, imagine having the Hot Boys with a Hennessy contract. That's crazy. You know how many people in the South would have been just drinking Hennessy just because? Or like just how and think about it, it would have became a staple in our company. I mean not company, but in our culture. It would have been a staple in our culture. I mean, not to say that is a good thing or a bad thing, but it would be one of those things that's synonymous with our culture. Like we already know what type of liquor you want us to bring. You know what I'm saying? If there's a party or function, we already know what type of liquor you want us to bring. These the two, and you would feel good putting your money into it, knowing that hey, a black man is either in partnership with him or he's actually the one that owns it or whatever the case may be. Now I do see Hennessy does have some type of partnership and deal with Nas, cool, but I feel like it's too late. You know what I'm saying? It's never too late, but I feel like for the time period that they could have been able to capitalize off of for Nas's career and everything like that, I'm not saying it's over with. All I'm saying is that during the height of it, you could have hopped on that, early. So it just depends. It depends on how you want to look at it. But from the perspective on that, I can understand you having to want to have a fight for the seat at the table because a lot of times if you really go and look at these contracts that a lot of these people have with these liquor companies is usually kind of similar to what Puff had, which is you probably don't really own the liquor per se. You probably own maybe a percentage of the actual flavor of whatever variation of the bottle. So, if I'm not mistaken, for Puff situation, P Diddy situation, I keep calling him Puff because I feel like Puff was the days when we want to remember Puff. P Diddy is you don't want to remember that. You want to remember Puff. We don't want to remember P Diddy. P Diddy is I separate the two. But I digress. The points I'm trying to make is this. I believe Puff's situation was he had to do like they allowed him to pick flavors, but he didn't own the actual flavor. He just owned points on that flavor. And for those of y'all that don't understand or know what points mean, points on something is like basically saying you get ownership points of whatever that bottle specifically does. So, for instance, if let's say someone came to you and said, "Hey, man, I'm gonna give you 5 points on this bottle right here," that means you're getting maybe 5% on I don't know how much percentage of whatever points it is, but let's just call it 5%. So that means you get 5% of whatever revenue that is made from this one particular flavor. So that's how points would work out. And I believe that that's pretty much what it was for him in that situation. And I think that happens to a lot of different minorities, that's partnered with these spirit companies. I don't think there's too many situations where there's an actual real like 50-50 percentage split. I do believe some rappers have probably higher splits than others. When I look at a Rick Ross, I'm not sure exactly his situation, but it kind of comes off to me like, he's, I mean, he's got the Belvedere Boys, and he's running with it. So I knew that Luke Belair was something that was out before he got there. But of course, I feel like he came out with the rose one, and then all these different bottles that's coming out. I feel like he kind of maybe has the same situation as Puff, but his might be a little different. You know what I'm saying? He probably has a relationship with the people to where he could probably come in and say, hey, I'm going, because that's why you probably see him promoting it so hard all the time. You know what I'm saying? He's promoting it all the time. Everywhere he goes, he's making Instagram videos. He's got the whole setup and everything. So I feel like it might be like a brand partnership deal where as long as whatever he does, he's got that shit with him. I feel like that's what it is. And, that's cool. But I feel like there isn't enough situations like a Rick Ross's situation or just anybody else's situation. And I feel like it could be better. And, more representation in that industry is a good thing. And, whenever you got to go to Congress to fight somebody about something about, you know, black liquor owners or even just black people in general to get some type of representation in the industry that usually is like really tight knit, you know? I think this is one of those situations where it'll be a fight. It'll definitely be a fight. But this is not something that is gonna happen overnight. This is not something that's going to, you know, they're gonna go in there and speak to the Congress, and Congress is gonna be like, you know what, you guys are right. Let's go ahead and make all these different spirit companies have to, bring in people of color into the fold, or let's make some kind of, grant that incentivizes people to start their own liquor company, and their minorities will give them money and tax breaks and things of that nature. Like, yes, that works in theory. However, that's something that's not going to be happening overnight. Because again, you're thinking about this is years upon years upon years and years of this is how it's been one way, and now you're trying to introduce something else, especially if this is an industry that was so open to having us in, we wouldn't have had to had like we wouldn't have had to wait so long to have so many different people starting their own liquor company, partnering with these spirit companies and industries and stuff like that. And it may not all the way be fair, but at the same time, it's like, shoot, what if I wanted to came out with my own liquor company? You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to go into the industry and know that I can prosper if I work hard at it and it's not going to work against me, you know? So, I mean, I'll open it up to y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. How y'all doing tonight? Thank you, Caroline. Leaky Bug, hello. Angie Fabrication, how are you doing? Hey, Jay, I see. How are you doing tonight? But yeah, I mean, the article pretty much is presenting that they're gonna go and fight for a lot of black liquor companies and liquor owners to get more representation and open the doors. Hopefully, it does happen. Again, we don't know as exactly when or what the timeline will be, but but you do need to understand that this is something that's going to take time. You're talking about a lot of rich white foreign companies that's probably been, again, passed over from generation to generation. Maybe this is a changing of the guards. This is probably something that could happen to facilitate a changing of the guards, and we do get more representation in that. Me personally, I feel like I'm all for having black people being a part of any industry and being able to have representation in that industry, um, and not just be kind of given something to pacify us. You ever sometimes feel like they give you a certain position to pacify you, and then when you kind of really bust it down, you really don't have much power. You know, I can only attest to that because I used to work at a casino, and um, it was one particular time when we had a hurricane and the casino was knocked out of commission for a while. When we was able to come back, we all pretty much had to basically get rehired again. And when I came back, I was promised. Well, not really promised. I was told, "Hey, I'm gonna give you this position," you know. And I come in and I look, and lo and behold, that position was filled, and I was just now figuring that shit out. Like me and everybody else. Everybody, you gotta understand the level of embarrassment too. Like you walk in, everybody's congratulating you already, patting you on the back. Hey man, yeah, we gotta stick together, and let me get your number, man. We're gonna get the group chat together so that we need anything, just holler at each other in the group chat. If you're gonna run late or something like that, we can talk to one another. Yeah, definitely to walk in and then be like, hey. Yeah, that position I told you you got. Yeah, kind of had to give it to somebody else. And it's like, damn. Okay, well, I mean, I'm not gonna come back to work for the same job. Like, I mean, I could do that, but trust and believe, I'm leaving. Like, I'm gonna come back to work because I like to work and make money. But yeah, like I'm gonna find a different job and be out. Like, this is not because to me, it's like, yo, I feel like you just kind of like slapped me in the face and then gave it to somebody else that I was training. So I'm like, how the hell you give the trainer? Okay, cool, whatever. So exactly right. So I was like, I say all of that to say that um they what they did was instead of giving me the position, they created a whole like new position. It's never been created before just to put me in. But it was like you're the assistant to the other managers. You're not a manager, but you're not a regular worker. You're here. And it was like in theory, again, that's why I said in theory, things sound good. When you really bust it down, it really doesn't seem good. So when I say it was that situation, it was I went with it and I was like, okay, well, I mean, I guess that sounds cool. I mean, what I gotta do? I gotta come dressed up. Yeah, you gotta come dressed up, suit, tie, all that. Dress shoes. You ain't gotta wear no regular stuff like the rest of them no more. You coming in, sharp every day. Bet I'm with it. I get there. Hey, so yeah, so your position, see, you're basically in charge when these two people leave and I'm not here, meaning my marketing manager. So I'm like, okay, no problem. Oh yeah, by the way, you can only work night shifts. Why? Well, you can only work night shifts because I mean nobody else wants to work it. So yeah, you gotta kind of take whatever it is. All right, no problem. And then it changed into yeah. So yeah, if you really don't got the power to write nobody up, you can only make an email to tell us, and then we can go and say something to them. And yeah, I was already like, okay, this is basically just a pacifying position to make me feel better about the fact that I didn't get the position that you really was giving me, and you already, in so many words, promised me. And then you turned around and like tried to like save face, like, oh yeah, yeah, don't feel bad that so and so got it, this and this. And it's like I gotta take it on the chin because it's like, I'm trying to work and do what I need to do and shit like that. So with that being said, I say that because too many times in the industries that a lot of black people are not represented as much in, when they do decide to want to give us the representation that we deserve or been deserving, then it's usually like, oh, we'll just give you this position and so that we can say, hey, look, see, we did it. We got someone here, but it's really like your position really is not essential to the company's, like, you know, future, in a sense. Like, you don't impact the future of the decisions of what the company's direction should be, how you gonna, make that direction, how do you go about, promoting that direction, and everything that comes entailed with that. So, um, I think that what needs to be made clear when we do go in there is and fight for this type of representation that we are looking for from Congress and in the industry or in any business industry. We need to make sure that um, it is something that is a position of importance, meaning like this person is responsible for, you know, I don't know if it's urban outreach or urban marketing, and I don't even really like urban. I don't really like the term urban because I kind of feel like we know what you're trying to say, but you say urban to try and, like, save yourself from just saying black folks. Because I feel like urban is like the much more polite way of calling you, the N word without really calling you the N word. Because urban is like, oh, you're saying urban, like, oh, it has to be urban. So you're saying to the black folks? No, I said urban. Where is the where is the urban community at in the black and brown community majority? So yes, that's what we mean by urban. But okay, you know, and I don't know. Do some people feel that it's maybe that we shouldn't look to be in representation of in such an industry like, spirits, wines, and things of that nature? Um, some people may look at it as, hey, look, that is directly tied to a lot of violence because liquor and opportunity is a recipe for things to go left really fast. So do you say, okay, well, as much as we would want representation in industries like this for people who would want to pursue a business in this industry, is it really worth fighting in the long run? Because yes, everybody has a responsibility to drink responsibly. So it kind of puts the ownership on the person, like, hey, they're just a brand. If you drink responsibly, you wouldn't have those issues. But if you go overboard, that's when it's kind of like on you because you're the one that abused it. Right. So, I mean, I can see it being a two sides to the coin. I can see that being two sides to the coin. But let me know what you guys got. Comment below. Let me know your feelings and thoughts on it. Like, do you think that we should be fighting for more representation in things such as the liquor industry or the wines and spirits? Or should we focus more on areas of positivity and things that can help us as a community and as a culture? I mean, such as you have like Snoop Dogg who's starting like his whole line of products that are making its way in your grocery stores and Target and Walmart, but there's been videos and TikToks of how they treat his products and black owned products as well in Walmart. They may have only like they may have the stock boxes. They may have them in stock, but may have them in the back. They may only put a certain limited amount on the shelves. So once that first amount goes, that's it. They hold it, and then you know a lot of times when it's a big warehouse, things can get lost. So a lot of times, not to insinuate that there's someone purposely doing this, but a lot of times you could place it somewhere and it can get lost. And the next time you find it, it might be past the sell by date. And now you gotta either donate it or throw it away. And that's a product loss. But at the same time, it's hindering the people that probably came into the store to specifically buy things that are black owned products. And if you are neglectful in trying to make sure that those products are displayed in a way where it's eye catching to your consumers or it's easy access for your consumers to be able to obtain, then you kind of doing yourself a disservice as a company. And at the same time, you're doing the person who's made that product a disservice. So I'm not saying that these are things that happen in a lot of different stores and places. You guys let me know if you know any more areas and things that you heard about of black owned products being either taken down off shelves or being hidden in the back rooms and storage rooms or whatever the case may be. Because again, these are things that are great representations for what we want in our culture to be about. We want to push this type of thing. But again, like I said before, these are things that just can't happen overnight. They're not happening overnight. You're gonna have pushback, and a lot of times these are your pushbacks when you have a lot of these establishments. And I'm not again not indicting anybody or accusing anybody of anything, but you might have some establishments that maybe don't want to sell your product or give the best representation of your product just because of it being black owned. So they may put it in the back somewhere behind somebody else's product. They may only stock a certain amount, and then when it runs out, it runs out. They may not even put the price tag under the right boxes, so you kind of confused as how much it might cost. Or they may upcharge how much, to buy it to kind of steer you away from making that purchase because shit, I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not paying $7 for a box of cereal. You're crazy. I don't care if you had Jesus on the box. I don't care if Jesus was in his Jesus sandals and he was on the box of Wheaties and it said if you eat this bowl a bowl of Wheaties will have you walking on water like Jesus. I don't care if he was on the box and that's exactly what it said. I wouldn't buy that. I wouldn't buy that for $7. I'm sorry, Jesus. He knows my heart, and He knows I wouldn't pay $7 for that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Lord. I don't got it. I don't got it. I don't got the seven. Even though I may have it, no, Lord, I don't got it. And you should know before you even asked me that I was gonna tell you I don't got it. So technically I didn't lie to you. I told you the truth. I don't got it. I don't got because the milk is like almost $5. I done cut my milk intake down. I only buy like a half a gallon. I bought a half a gallon and that was it. And I saved that milk. Because when it was getting down to the last bowl, and that last little swig that is left in there, and you only got enough for probably one good bowl of cereal left. You know, see, and I wouldn't even want to drink no more milk. I'm very close. I'm actually one more dollar. I'm one more dollar upcharge on the milk away from just going ahead and trying powdered milk. I don't care. I don't care. I am one more dollar. It's like $5 now. If I go to the store and they be like, yo, it's about $6.50 for a gallon, or it's $6.50 for a half a gallon, and for a full gallon it's about like damn near $7.50. Yeah, I'm not even eating cereal no more. No, I'm not buying the milk. Mm-mm. Nope. I buy like a Yoo-Hoo and pour it in there and just buy like some chocolate cereal. So the milk is just automatically, it's gonna be chocolate anyway. So it's like you just kind of beat the punch. That's about it. That's about it. But that's what I'm trying to say is like I've seen a video where they was talking about where a guy went to like a Walmart and he asked them like, "Hey man, y'all got some of the Snoop cereal?" And they were like, "Oh, is it not on the shelf?" Nah, I don't see it nowhere on the shelf, man. I done been to X amount of different stores and they say they ain't got it. I'm hoping y'all got it. And I think this guy went in the back and like found it somewhere in the back somewhere, and I think it was like maybe a box or two. And I don't mean like a one individual box. I'm talking about like a packaged box, and it had like different ones in it. So like stuff like that happens. Stop the cap. Not capping. Let one more dollar go on that milk. You will not see me have no more milk. If you do, it's powdered milk. And I'll tell you right now, you be like, it tastes different. Yep, it's powdered milk. Either that or I'm just gonna have the what would they call them? Pediatrician. I got a little milk in it too. But throw that little can right into the cereal. Put a little water, you'll be alright. But yeah, I mean you got all these different things that happen, so it's like I said, it's one of those things that's gonna happen. Um, if we do need to have the conversation, and that is important to have the conversation. Uh, as far as what's next is we may, be able to get a seat at the table. And for us, that's all we need. All we need is a step inside the door. What's going on, Stefan? How you doing? Welcome to the live. Talking about Ben Crump and 50 Cent going to Congress and fighting on behalf of the black liquor owners to have representation in the industry. Uh, basically, my thoughts on it is this: I would love for us to go ahead and fight that fight only if we know what we clearly want, meaning we know exactly how we want the representation to be. We clearly listed and laid out, hey, we want this type of representation, and we don't want you to just do it for this reason. Don't just give someone a position just to give them a position, like affirmative action type of shit. Like, no, find somebody who's good for the position, and if they happen to be, black or minority, cool. But don't just affirmative action hire. I don't want that. I wouldn't want that. You know, it definitely helps, but I feel like it's better when you hired him based on his credentials, or you hired her based on her credentials. her being black or her being a minority is kind of just the icing on the cake. You know what I'm saying? Because the next thing is, oh well, she got hired or he got hired, and they pretty much hired you because they just want to make themselves look good. Like no, 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 no. That comes with it as long as he or she is doing their job well. Now, if they fucking up, they fucking up. They need to go. It don't matter who you are. It don't matter what shade of skin color you are. If you fucking up, you just gotta go. But if they're doing their job and they're doing their job to the best of their ability and going above and beyond the call of duty, yeah, yeah, they do need to be talked about. Shoot, more awards need to be given to them because if we take it all the way back to probably like the 1800s and 1900s, early 1900s, who was the people that was doing the quote unquote bootlegging? And mom, I know you probably know. It was us, wasn't it? And for those of you who are not familiar with the term bootlegging, bootleggers were in I would say the late 1800s to early 1900s, before prohibition. Um, During that time, uh, liquor was, I want to say, it was outlawed. I want to say it was either outlawed. You can, well, I know you 1970, yes, but what I'm saying is that you probably would know of some like history a little bit on like the bootleggers, because I'm pretty sure you know in the 70s and stuff like that they would have definitely known. I'm not calling you old. I'm just saying only reason why I said it was because I know that there was some bootlegging. The bootleggers used to go to Chicago, Louisiana, New York. It was pretty much the smugglers. They smuggled a lot of moonshine and liquor and things of that nature to a lot of different places. And as you can see, the results, no votes, but it's okay. We'll get back to it. They barely drank back then. Well, no, I'm not trying to cover calling her old. Start instigating. But anyway, bootleggers were people that were smuggling the moonshines and the liquor in and out of different states all across the country, during those times. And I bring them up because during those times, yes, you had some white people that were doing a lot of bootlegging and stuff like that, but a lot of it was in the black community as well, because in the black community you had a lot of black communities that had a lot of night spots, and during those times still segregated, still racism. So we can't go to the same clubs as white people, we can't go to these establishments, we got to go around the back. And shoot, we going to theaters where we can't go through the front, we got to go through the side entrance and climb stairs, go to the top, you know rafters, and kind of lean over the balcony and sit down to watch whatever movie or play or whatever the case may be going on. So, with that being said, yeah, like night lounges and stuff like that. They used to bring them to like those little nightclubs, like the Cotton Club and uh, Harlem Nights. That was an actual club, I believe. Yes. So what I'm saying is that we've been a part of that industry for years, whether directly or indirectly, smuggling moonshine, smuggling liquor here and there, in and out of states. So it's just like the cannabis industry. The cannabis industry is the reason why it was pretty much outlawed during that time. I would say around the 60s and 70s, uh, when it was outlawed. Uh, Basically, the government couldn't put no taxes on it. So what happens with a lot of things, you can put if you can put a tax on it, then it can kind of get legalized. That's why you're seeing a lot of cannabis companies and industries, and a lot of states are starting to um, make it recreational and easy for people to attain, because this is like $1 billion industry, and this is money that can be made fist over hand for both sides. You got the regular store owner who has a storefront, smoke shop. They pretty much making their money off of the customers. And then you also got the people who actually are cultivating these cannabises and plants and things of that nature. They're making money off of just just making money off of um, being a wholesaler. And then you also have the government making money because they can just tax all of you. And the only difference is it is a federal crime still. So at any time the feds can kick in the door and be like, "Hey, this is still a federal crime, so yeah, we shutting it down. Y'all made enough money, we're gonna shut it down." So these are things that are happening now as we speak to this day still. But the reason why we're seeing it be accepted more is because of the fact that you have money that can be made. And this is an industry that not only fits the needs for medical patients, it fits the need for so many other people who just want to get their hands on it. So the same thing for the liquor industry. The liquor industry has so many different avenues that it covers, whether you have nightclubs, you have bars, dives, you have sporting events, uh, you have comedy shows, restaurants. Like you have all these different avenues that can use liquors and liquor and spirit companies, and they reach so many different avenues to be able to promote their brand or push their brand. It kind of is the same wavelength as like a cannabis. So the business aspect in this is, it comes down to this. It comes down to how much money can how much money can a wine and spirit company make by allowing these other black liquor company owners to enter the industry. Because whether you want to believe it or not, there are gatekeepers in every industry, especially if you're trying to break into the industry on a much more global and public platform. And I say public meaning, you're appealing to the masses, and you're on a platform that can do that. So with that being said, yep, strip clubs as well. So these are all. Think about it. Think about all the different places that you can find liquor at. You can find liquor at a sporting event. You can find it at plays. You can find it at the movies. You can find it at these different sporting events. You can find it at outdoor events. You can find it at upscale events as well. So this is an industry that covers all the bases and it covers all of culture. So why would a spirit industry company not want to incorporate black people, because they would understand the culture that they're directing and targeting their products towards. That's like saying I have a company and I know somebody who is specified in small business marketing, and I'm like, you know what? I don't want to listen to what you got to say because I've been in this industry for X amount of years and I've had this amount of success. I kind of don't need you. I've been doing this for years, you know? So the incentive is just awareness, being aware of your consumer audience, being aware of who your target audience is. And once you understand who your target audience is, and then you understand who or what is aligned with that target audience, whether if it's a sporting team, whether if it's a specific player, whether if it's a specific entertainer, whoever, you got to know these things, because knowing them can help you market your brand a lot better. And not to say that you have to solely seek out these people. It's understanding, okay, so what are they doing that appeals to their target audience, which pretty much aligns with my target audience. You're not copying, the style or copying the sauce. You're sort of just, reading the room and understanding, hey, I'm not the smartest person in the room. But again, when you're dealing with people who have been making money hand over fist for generations and generations, it's very hard for them to, you know, say they want to be Miss AJ to the chat. How are you doing?
Brother. Hi.
How are you doing? Well, how are you doing, caller number
What?
nine? And
I
welcome back.
can't believe it. You was looking at the chat just to see if I was. Look at you. You doing so much better. I'm so proud of you.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Dang, now you low. What the frick?
I said I appreciate you. Thank you.
Mm-mm. I can hear you, but you're low in my headset. Hi, Kevin. Hello, everyone.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I wanted to cause some ruckus on your live.
Well, I appreciate you coming into live because, like I was saying, I was just having a discussion about the article that you see in front of you about 50 Cent and Attorney
Curtis.
Ben Crump. They're fighting for black liquor owners to Congress. And if you're not familiar with, I mean, everybody should know who 50 Cent is. But if
Mm.
you're not familiar with attorney Ben Crump is the famous lawyer who worked with Trayvon Martin's mother and family during Trayvon Martin trials. He also worked with, damn, what's the guy that passed away? I forgot his name too. But he's worked with a lot
You
of
mean Floyd?
Floyd. There you go. With George Floyd. He's worked with George Floyd's family. He's done a lot of advocating for black rights and um, defending black people in the space. So
Mm-hmm.
um, this is definitely the right guy you would want to have to be a part of that. Um, however, uh, I wanted to present the question. So I had a poll, and the poll basically was just talking about, um, do you think we deserve more representation in this industry? And if so, what is the kind of representation that you would like to see as a person that, I'm not saying as a consumer, but as a person that's, you know, as a black person first and foremost, and also as somebody that, you know, is building a business of their own. So how would you feel on, you know, this fight right here? Like, what are your thoughts?
And you saying I as a consumer. Because I was going to say, I don't drink. Well, I don't really know what you call it, what businesses that have liquors like that. How many are they? I mean, isn't there? Snoop Dogg has one. Because I seen
Yeah,
it in my uncle's cabinet. He has one, don't he?
yeah, he does.
Um, I believe Big Boy has something of the sort. Yeah, I don't know that many. So it'll be kind of it'll give our people another avenue to be a part of, if that makes sense. Like how people be like, you can't. We have so many basketball players. We have so many baseball players. We have so many football players. It'll give you know another
Okay, so
revenue stream.
to
Like
answer your
you don't have
question
to be
on,
those. You can make your own wines or because there's a lot of people going into wine making. I didn't know wine was that popular.
so to answer your question before, when you said how, I don't know how many there are. So it says according to the distillery trail, right? So
Hmm.
this is and this is an article from Ashley Scovey from thevinepair.com, where the
Okay.
article she's talking about, can black-owned distilleries finally claim a piece of the $9 billion Kentucky bourbon industry? So in the article, she says, half a century after that summer of 1964, the needle has edged forward slightly. According to the Distillery Trail, which maintains a directory of 2,000 plus U.S. distilleries, only 45 are black owned, with three of those in Kentucky.
And this is only in one state, or this is just a poll for America
This is a so this
itself?
this is a directory, the Distillery Trail, which maintains a directory of 2,000 plus U.S. distilleries. There are
Okay.
only 45 black-owned distilleries. There are only three of those in Kentucky. And this is a $9 billion industry, so you can understand why people would want to be in this industry, of course. But she
But you
named
gotta
two.
understand, that's the industry. There's mostly white people, and just like the Chinese people have the hair, white people got the wine and brewery industry, which is gonna make it harder for us to get into it. Cause hey, don't sell them liquor because that's my competition. they've been in business for years. So yeah,
Right.
I'm gonna block my competition if I have friends in other places. You get what I'm
Especially
saying? Just
especially
like
if
the
you
Chinese
understand.
blocking black beauty suppliers. They
Right.
charge them more to buy the hair from China. So you get what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
that
I
makes
get it.
sense.
It
So
makes sense.
basically, when we do try to do something, we got to be friends with white people. But
Yeah, it's like kind of having like a beard. If you don't want people to know that you are on the pride side of things, and you have that beard to. No, I'm just saying. She looked at me like, "What you trying to say?" No,
No,
you know
I
how when
understand what you're
people don't
saying
want to
because
come
it
I
out the
was.
closet,
understand,
I
but
understand.
us having
I
that
understand.
white tea person
that
is.
person is your
Uh,
representative.
Yeah, that person
Yeah,
is going to be my mask, and
yeah,
people don't know. Oh, there's a black person that actually owns this.
yeah.
True, but this is why
But
I
that,
said I
yeah,
said
that's why
something
you gotta
about
be friends with them to
that's why I brought up
break
Rick
in.
Ross's situation because he has a real partnership with the liquor brand company that he is Luke Brasi Luke Brasi like that wine spirit distillery company. um he has a real relationship with the actual owner, so that's why I was like his relationship might be a little bit different, like he may have a
Mm-hmm.
different split than others. But your mom brought up a good point, which is what I was stating earlier in the live, which is when we do get into these industries, like such as this, when we do get into these industries, it's it's not something that, okay, change is going to happen and it's going to happen overnight. We're just going to have all these influx
Mm-hmm.
of black people in the industry, and they're going to be prospering and all those other good things. No, because you're going to have people who will say, hey, yeah, I want them to come in because they pretty much know how to reach the target audience that I am trying to reach because they are from that same culture. So if it
Right.
would incentivize me as a company to work with you because you know how to reach them better than I can. So if I can team up with you, maybe on a bottle or two or an infusion of something, I could probably make so much money just off of that one particular flavor of bottle. Now it makes me lead to have a whole different line of like flavors for that because now I'm cooking with grease now. Now I know, okay, these guys are from that same culture that I've been trying to target my brands to over the years. Everybody understands it. I mean, we've seen it in music videos where they're talking about Cristal before they decided to say, hey, Cristal said he doesn't like black people. He didn't design his products for black people to, to rock with it in the videos and stuff. So he
That's
don't.
for real life.
Yes, that's the reason why Cristal, if you remember in the early 1999s and the early 2000s, Cristal was damn near talked about in every music video that you can ever hear about. It was in every music video. If it wasn't shown, it was talked about, rapped about, or you seen it in some type of
I think
video.
I I think I
that
have.
was considered
Yeah.
that was considered the pinnacle. Like you made it if you able to take a bottle of Cristal and pour it out and do all that because you consider that because at that time period if you did that you was somebody that had some money if you had bottles of Cristal all around. But when the owner said that what he said, that's when you heard people like Jay-Z come speak out and say, "Oh, word, he don't fuck with us. Well, fuck that brand. We don't even fuck with that shit no more. We ain't even fucking with that. We not on that no more. If you fucking with Cristal, then you lame. We fucking with this now." And what happened? That man's numbers started to crumble. Now is Cristal still
360
in?
said making wine.
They're making wine.
Who was making wine? 360.
Oh, they was making wine.
The people at Cristal's making wine. Is that where they went to?
Let's look this up.
Fact check.
Cristal champagne. Okay, so Cristal makes. Okay, I can see they're in the wine category. It still costs a lot of
Hold
money
up.
for a Cristal bottle.
Sorry, 360. The only comment I see of yours is making wine and scroll up. Kev, you got another comment from 360 on your side?
I'm gonna scroll up to see what he's talking about.
Because I don't see any other.
Yeah, I don't see what he's talking about. If you can just tell us about what you was talking about. We probably missed it. And I apologize for that.
The Americans are buying a lot of people Long Island.
Yeah, I'm scrolling up, boss. I scrolled up to the top. I ain't see it. He said South Americans are buying a lot of people on Long Island. That's okay. Buy up a lot of land. True. Buying up a lot of land is good. So the South Americans are buying a lot of land in Long Island. I can see it. Shoot, they doing that with down in Florida in Wynwood area. Yeah, that used to be Overtown. Well, it still is
Oh,
Overtown. It's
360
just
said the best wine in the Americas are South American wines.
South American wines. Okay, what are some South American wines?
I do not know.
Because I'm looking at
And I'm
I'm looking at the
I'm away from my computer. Lord, I was trying to.
Okay, so here is the article from Rolling Stone by Elizabeth Goodman. It was made June 16th, 2006. This was Jay-Z who called Cristal chief comments racist. Jay-Z's 4040 Club in New York City will no longer be serving Cristal champagne. Hov's decision to boycott hip hop's favorite beverage is a reaction to the comments made by Frederick Rosal, the managing director of Loose Roederer Cristal, who told The Economist that he approached rappers' constant name checking of the brand with curiosity and serenity, and went on to say, "What can we do?" When asked if association with the rap lifestyle could hurt the brand. Rizal also said, "I'm sure Don Perignon or crew would be delighted to have their business." Jay-Z responded by saying, "I view his comments as racist and will no longer support any of his products through any of my various brands. The 4040 Club will now be exclusively carrying Dom Perignon and Crew as its high-end champagnes." This morning, Reuters responded to the rapper's comments by releasing this statement. "A house like Louis Roederer would not have existed since 1776 without being totally open and tolerant to all forms of culture and art, including the most recent musical and fashion styles, which, like hip hop, keep keeps us in touch with modernity." So to me, when I read that and I hear his comments, Yeah, exactly. Thank you, 360. That's exactly what I was about to allude to. They basically saying we don't need your money. I'm pretty sure Dom Perignon and Kruger would love your business. We don't need your business. We've been around since 1776. We've been doing all right. This is a recent fad of that's the musical stylings of hip hop. You know, it's a recent lifestyle fad. We understand it. We're open to it, but we really don't want you talking about us in your music because we really don't want to be associated with y'all. But what can we do? We can't stop you from doing it because it's free publicity for us. But we really
Right.
don't want. We really not going around and openly telling people that we really fuck with y'all in so many and without a lack of a better term. That's basically what they're saying.
And you said their numbers are down, right?
Now
Well,
let's check the numbers. So this was back in 2006, right?
okay. Damn, 2006. I was just
So
in high school at that time.
and articles like this is it kind of lets you kind of see what they really feel about it. And this
Mhm.
is what I really feel is that a lot of these industries that are dominated by other groups, they don't want to see us in it because they understand that who are the people that is most in tune with culture and can push the culture and shift the culture in any way? Us. The minorities, the black Americans, the black and brown American brothers and sisters, us, because we are the culture.
Right.
So with knowing that, why would I want you to be in my industry so then you can possibly learn the ins and outs of the industry and how you can make money and how does it work and how we've probably been making money hand over fist for like generations. Like I don't want you to know the playbook because if you know the playbook and you already know how to appeal to the very people that we're trying to appeal to, how am I gonna like where's my power coming from? You see what I'm saying? I don't have any
Mm.
power. I hold the power if I'm gatekeeping, if I'm saying, you know what? Nah, I don't really want y'all in. Or if I do want y'all in, I want y'all to have all kinds of parameters and restrictions that keeps you at a certain level. So then it's like, yeah, you can get in the industry, but we only gonna reach this high. God forbid you get higher than this level right here. Oh, okay, yeah, then yeah, you're a problem now
Not we
because
gotta take you out.
you're a problem now because now it becomes, oh, you're a threat to my business, and maybe I'm still making millions of dollars, billions of dollars, but it's a few hundred million than I'm used to getting. I'm gonna feel that, and when I feel that, I'm upset. Now I'm gonna probably go to someone else who's probably feeling the same way and maybe team up against you. So don't be surprised if you see we start getting more representation in this industry. And
Mom said that's what I just said.
see, don't be surprised if we get into this industry and then there's like, you know what? Cristal and Don Perignon decide, you know what? Let's fuse together. Let's call it Cristal Dom. Dom Cristal. If they use that, I need my money too for copyright. Y'all let me know too.
Sir, how am I gonna let you know something that I don't even consume?
I'm just saying, if you ever come across of an ad and it says Dom Cristal, that's money. That's retirement fund. That's the kids' money right there.
Not that's your retirement. Goodbye.
That's the kids' money right there.
But to go back to what you said, You said do I forgot what was the poll again? You
Well,
was
the
like
question was,
saying
if you do you feel that we deserve more representation in the industry, and if you do feel so, what do you think that representation would look like? Like, be honest. Like, I'll tell you what my thoughts will be, and you can just I'll tell you my thoughts on what I think it might be afterwards. In the chat, also this is
apparently
a
you want to tell me now,
no.
but
You can go ahead and go in chat. Y'all can also chime in as well. If you um the question that I'm
anybody
presenting,
can get in these boxes.
and y'all
It's
can
not
also
just me.
comment as well if
I'm
you
not
don't.
special.
If you're not comfortable. Some people not comfortable getting into the box and being on the spot. You can
They can keep their
also
camera
comment.
off. We
You
ain't
can
gotta
keep the camera
see.
off. You can do that, or you could just comment, and we'll get to the comment, and
Mama
we'll
said she can't get in the box. She want to get in the box.
hold on. Why you can't get in the box? Okay, there you go.
There she go.
There you go.
Hello, mother.
Welcome, caller number 10.
Oh, 360 said, just to let you know, they've been to Champagne, France 10 years ago. Outside of France, you're not allowed to use the copyright word champagne.
Really?
Champagne.
Hmm.
That's why they trying to what is it, have different names for it now. That's why Shannon Sharp said Poitier and all of that. Is that why? I'm not a drinker, so I don't know. You talking about some stuff I have no clue on. My family are Christians.
Goodbye. Get off this phone. Get,
No,
get
I'm
her
not
off
saying.
this phone.
I'm not saying that they don't
Stick to
drink.
the hard liquor.
I'm just saying that I don't know the terms or whatever. I drink vodka. That's all I drink. But the thing is, what I was trying to say is representation for us. As long as we making them money, they're okay with it. Soon as we trying to make our own money, that's when a problem occurs. Yes, we need all the representation. Are we gonna get it? Like you said, it might not happen tomorrow, but it needs to happen not just for us, but for our kids, our grandkids, for the
Right.
future. That's all.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
F them kids. No, I'm just playing. I'm gonna
Nah,
stop. I'm
because
gonna
you
Stick
stop.
you
I'm
to
gonna
want
the
to
stop. I'm gonna
have
hard
stop.
liquor.
representation. You want to have the representation in there, but my concern is the kind of representation. Because I don't want it to
Huh?
be.
I
I
mean,
said
what
my
kind of representation do you think could happen
well, like I was
if
saying,
our people are part of this
if
world?
we're a part of it, it's kind of more or less like a brand ambassador. Like, you don't really have too much say in the direction of the company as far as how you want to market things. What's the new brand? What's the color scheme? Why do you want to use this design? I want that type of representation, like the person that, hey, this person is hands on the projects. They they get a they get a word in as to, like, hey, this is what the commercial need to look like. We need to go get this person because he can appeal to exactly the people that we're trying to talk to. Like, it goes back to those YouTubers and those
Please don't do
Kai
it.
Again, like
I
I
just
Cenats.
like
said,
I
they
feel
don't mind using us for their brand, but
Right.
it's when we come into playing on a field and say, "Hey, I want to do this, this, and this." That's when the problem occurs.
yeah.
That's the representation that I'm saying that we need, though. like we can have representation. Like it's cool to have somebody that works in the company, or they
We
may have
had
a real
Snoop
nice
Dogg's
job.
wine. I just it's never been open.
That's what I'm
I'm not a
saying. Like
wine
360
someone that,
drinker,
said the
so
like
other
I want you to
day,
be like how Snoop
yeah,
Dogg is, like how his brand is. Like he's all in the
but see,
forefront
you
of
gotta understand, Snoop Dogg. Y'all gotta understand, Snoop been in the business for so long that he hobnobs with the rich white folks.
right for
So
shoot, Martha Stewart is his
his
pal.
go-to. But I'm just saying, again, you got to have somebody. You got to know somebody to be like your front runner. You just can't go in blickety black and say I'm gonna start my own wine
Like I
company, and
said, you gotta
right.
it's
have a
not gonna
beard.
happen.
And even that, I understand, what you're saying, AJ, about having someone to kind of be the forefront of the company and you just play the back end, which that's cool. That is
But
cool.
you're not saying that
But
you
my
want
saying,
somebody who's in front of the camera. I
And
am
right,
that
that.
you
ain't
can
gonna
be in
happen like
front.
right now.
I would like you to, like, I would say the representation I would like is you're in front of the camera, but at the same time, when the cameras is off, you're also the person that is in the war room and you're making the decisions, or you're a part of the decision making. Not to say that you
Right.
have to be the sole person that makes the final decision. No, I'm not like if you own your own company, yeah, of course you have to make the final say. But I'm saying for representation purposes, I want someone like, hey, you might be out in the front. You're talking about the different brands and what we're doing in the future, and this is the direction we're going as a company. Cool. You're also the
That's a
person that
beautiful thought. I will agree. Yes, that needs to happen. But again, you talking about etching your way into something that's predominantly white and Italian.
right.
So again, like I said, your best bet is getting up with either white or Italian.
Yeah.
Even
Yeah,
I would
but
say that Arabs are into it. I'm not sure, but I would believe they into it as well. You
Hmm.
just can't just stomp on a playground and say, play with me. You got to go in and become friends
yes
with
you
some
can.
of them.
Yes you can. Hey,
And you're
hey,
gonna be
play
the
with
main
me.
one. They're gonna snatch your ball and you're gonna be like crying. So you can't do that.
Hey, play with me. I'm the best kid out there.
Which is true.
360 said
Is
Snoop's 19
is in
Crimes wine
Australia.
is produces and yeah.
Australia makes sense. Yeah.
But
So
you
I
gotta
mean, that's the
understand.
route that you would have to go. But like for me, if I'm like from the business side, for me, if I'm going in and I'm trying to be in the industry and I have
But
my
you
own
going
company,
in thinking like a black man. And
you
that's
gotta
the
have your
biggest
own
problem.
company.
You
You gotta
can't
have your
think
own
like that.
vineyard and everything.
You got to sit down and listen to how these white people talk. And
I'm
I
about to
promise
sound
you,
really crazy, but do you when you selling liquor, do you really gotta think like any type of race? Or can you just think
I
like
think you
a
do
no,
drunk
gotta you
what
gotta
I'm
person?
think about
saying, no,
you
you
kind of gotta
getting it
think that way.
thinking I'm
Can,
saying,
can,
oh,
can I just drink and think like a drunk person?
no, it's not. I'm talking about the business aspect. You talking about the
That's
other
part of
end.
business too. How you gonna sell if you don't
No,
know how to
I'm
sell
talking
it?
about I'm talking about the business aspect. You talking
Okay,
about the
mother, I'ma
consumer
stop.
aspect. I'm talking about
Ain't consumer and business the same thing?
No,
sweetheart. Consumer
because
is
the
the person
business
that buys the
I
product.
know.
I'm
business
talking
is
about
That's
the
what's
people.
basically
making the
you coming up with what
business.
it
I'm
is.
talking
It's
about the
much more
people
than just
behind the scene that's making the product.
yeah, it's much more than them just thinking like, okay, what would a drunk person like? Like it's much more than that.
You got to understand when they sit around that table. They, of course, they want people to drink it, but how are we gonna appeal to that person to make them drink it? It takes more than what you think. Oh, we're gonna give it to a drunk. We got
I
to
said
get
I
the
was gonna
people who got
ask
the
Stupid for
money.
a
The drunk
minute.
barely can
I
get the money
get
to get
it.
it.
I get it. I'm gonna stop
But I'm just
talking.
saying that's a avenue that I wish a lot more. I know there's some black people on TikTok that have like a winery or certain things, but I don't know if they still making wine or what. But
Yeah, so you probably do gotta think like how the Italians and how the white people think, because like it has been,
hello.
they've been around for a long time. Yeah.
Your mic is back.
Oh no, I touched my screen and jumped out of TikTok. But I mean, I understand what you saying, AJ, and I understand what everybody's saying. But as a 50-year-old woman, black woman, I'm letting you know that is this is what 50 Cent, Snoop, Shannon Sharp. They know there's money in that field. Yes, there is a lot of money in that field. Black folks drink probably a majority, if not more, than white folks. But again, they would rather us be the consumer than uh, a distributor. Now you cutting into their pockets, and don't have something that they ain't got. You don't think they gonna try their best? Do you know I just found out half of the black hair products that's at the beauty supply store owned by white people?
Yeah, I
How
believe
can a
it.
white they just bought the company? They just
Hmm.
bought the company. We as consumers need to do our research because Blue Magic is owned by a white person.
360 said there are plenty of black owned wineries and spirits black owned in the
I'm
United
sure it
States.
is, but I'm saying that I'm sure they're not like they haven't jumped through hoops or anything, to get that business going because again, that's an
They got a
area that,
beard.
Right.
huh?
Because I
They
seen
got a beard.
they gotta have somebody that's on the
They
forefront.
got to have somebody,
I'm gonna stop saying beard. They got a mask. They have a mask, a person in front of them.
but we shouldn't have to do it like that though.
We shouldn't. We shouldn't, but it's a sad thing that, this is the route that you gotta take to kind of get in where you fit in and in an industry that, and even when you do get in, it's I feel like even when you do get in and let's say you do get some level of success, it's never gonna be,
It is about
respected, or
competition.
it's never gonna be, you know, respected and
Not
held
only
at the same as the
competition,
white folks.
360, but jealousy. I'm not gonna have you
I'm gonna
outdo
say
me. It's not
uh,
it's not just competition. If a
America is
black
number
person
one
came
when
on the
it comes
scene,
into this competition stuff.
huh?
Nothing. I said I wasn't gonna talk. Continue, mother. Finish
No,
your
what you say?
thought.
No, but I'm saying if I came on the scene and I had this amazing wine, everybody start buying it. Guess what? It's gonna be people coming out the woodwork. What's her wine? Why her wine selling? Or, we got the best wine and we got the best grapes from wherever they consume the grapes. I know California ain't the only place they get their wine, Italy or whatever. But what I'm saying is they're gonna try to push me out or they're gonna try to buy me. That's what I was getting with the
That is so true, 360. They said a lot of people think that Patti LaBelle pies are owned by her 100%. She
No,
only
she
owns
don't even own
2% of the
it.
company. She
She
don't
don't
own
even,
it.
Exactly.
and that's the, they just use
That's the
us
thing.
for the face front to collect the
Exactly.
money.
Right. That's
Mm-hmm.
the point. The point is that um like you said, they'll allow us to come into the company. So that's why I think like them going to Congress, it's kind of like it works. It's a gift and a curse. Cause like yeah, of course they're not gonna say no. We don't want you guys to be represented in the industry. Yeah, come on in. So then we can
They
have you
they
come
don't
on in.
mind using our
Yeah, come
face.
on.
They
Yeah,
just
come
don't
on
want us
in.
to be a part of the bigger pie.
I think what it is just like what 360 said. It is competition, and what is the better competition? Yes, I want my competition to come in because just like I said, if you guys are from the culture that I am literally targeting my products to, you have a better feel for what that culture would want or would
That's
move
true.
towards. So it would be better for me to have you come into the industry. Yeah, come on in. It doesn't matter because you don't know anything about, you it's gonna take time for you to learn the things that we already done mastered by being in this for like since 1770 whatever, right? So if I've been around in the industry and I've been playing around in the game, I'm a veteran now. I know the tricks of the trades. I know what I can do, what I can't do, how to
You
move
know,
this, how to move that.
distributors, you know,
I know
all of that.
distributors. I probably got partners with them, play golf with them, know their family, their
Uh,
kids. So I
that's
know
what I'm
all the
trying to
people that
say.
you're gonna try to go reach out to. So if I know all these people and got relationships with all the people that you're probably going to end up doing business with as well, I'm gonna bring you in. Yeah, come on into the industry so then I can learn from you how you and your culture moves. I can study you. The best way I can study you is if you right here close to me. Yeah, come on.
Again, you
I'm gonna
talking
teach you
from
what
your
I.
point of view. They don't think like that, sweetheart. If they
So
thought
they
like
just
that,
don't
they would
want
have had a
you.
whole bunch of black folks.
Oh, so it's just hey, we just don't want y'all in the game at all.
Mm-mm.
We like you better as a consumer.
She was talking, and I was like, "Yeah, no one can hear you." She walked away from her phone, and she just stood talking. I was like, "No one can hear you, mother."
But it makes sense for them to be like, yeah, we don't want you in there. And that's
I
a great
still want
point
our
that you
people
made,
to be
360
part of
too.
it to get
That made
again, like I said, as another avenue, another lane to be a part of.
right, correct. And 360 made a good point about the Patty LaBelle only owning 2% of the company. That when I found out about that, that was interesting to me because I was like, oh, you Patty
And you
Pie. It's
know
like,
what? I thought it was her own
I,
company. I'm like, she
and I
came
was
up with
walking
this. This is
around in
all
Walmart
her.
looking specifically for them
For
pies.
them dang old patty pies. The one she from, it was around Thanksgiving too when she announced them pies.
Had people running to Walmart fighting over the
For
last
some dang
patty
old
pie.
pies.
I don't even
If you
like
don't
sweet
get
potato like
yourself
that.
a recipe and make it in the kitchen,
Try South African wine.
South
Okay,
African wine.
I'm gonna
See,
try
I'm
it.
gonna say this 360. I don't drink.
I'm not a drinker.
And wine, I'm gonna have to ask my sister about because she drinks wine. But me, I never got into wine. Wine is like not it. I don't even know
What's
how
going
people
on,
can
Melissa?
drink
Welcome to the
wine.
live. Thank you for joining.
Huh?
No, I was just shouting out. Melissa came into the live. Shout out Jennifer coming into the live.
Oh,
Jennifer,
not doing these
what's going
shout
on?
outs.
But
Wine
yeah,
isn't it for me. Do you drink wine, Kevin?
no. But I will say the first time I did try some wine, I was intrigued because it smelled like sweet grapes. But when I
Mm.
drank it, it did not taste like sweet drinks. It was very dry. It was like dry,
It's like it sucked the moisture out your tongue. Like when, because
like it
that's
was
what
just
happened when I
dry.
went
And
out
I was
with my
like trying to
family and my
figure
sister
out
had me
at that
try
age,
wine.
I was trying to figure out at that age, like, what was the whole like rave with wine? Like, I seen people come in with a little, like, I didn't had the white wine before. That was kind of, I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. But it just tastes like fruit vodka.
I can't
Like,
get
it
into
tasted
it.
like fruit vodka. So I was like, okay, I guess. Maybe if you add like a little juice with it or something, I could see you
Mm,
fucking with it like on a chill night,
you
chilling
don't
by the
add
beach
juice
or
to
something.
wine. It's not
But
like that type of liquor.
hey,
You
for
drink
me,
wine
I
by
would
itself.
that's how I would have just did it. I'm sorry.
You sound like me when I was trying out beer, and I told the lady, I was like, "Can I have a Sprite?" And I mixed the beer and the Sprite together because I couldn't drink the beer by itself.
Yeah, I done had beer before. I done drank that soupy
I can't get with beer
water.
either. Like it's just
I done got
y'all
drunk off of it.
got
And
different taste
it was
buds.
one of those, it was different, but it was one of those like, huh, so I am drunk off of beer. This is how it feels. Huh,
Not you
hmm,
drunk off of beer.
interesting. Like I have a hangover, but it's not like head splitting like if it was liquor, you know?
Oh,
But
360 said they're not a drinker also, but they have a lot of friends who do drink. I have I am like the black sheep of my family. I feel like it. Like I'll take a shot or two, but I'm not a drinker. Like when we're out, I'd be like, okay, do y'all think I would like this? Because I don't even drink. I have to ask my mom or my sister or my uncles, like, what is this good? Have you tried this? What you think of this? And they'll either tell me,
shout
you'll
out
like
Love
it or you
Jones.
won't
Thank you for
like
coming
it.
into the live too. Thank you for joining me.
Hmm.
No, I was shouting out Love Jones.
Oh my gosh.
And
But I would
Bets,
have to have
Bets Day,
another opinion about
welcome to
these
the
drinks
live.
because I don't drink.
If you guys can tap the screen, share it live. Topic we're talking about here is the article that you see in front of you. It's about 50 Cent and attorney Ben Crump. They're fighting for the black liquor owners to be represented in the industry. So they're going to take their fight to Congress. Um, we're just having discussions about
Oh
um,
shoot. I think she's
should
asleep.
we have more representation in the industry, and what do you guys think that would look like? Do you guys and uh Angie made a good point. Her point was that this is a industry that is full of rich white and Italian,
White teen
men and
ants.
women that have been in this industry for years upon years. And again, this has been businesses that's been passed down from generation to generation, and they understand business one way. And now you're seeing a lot of, black people, black owned liquor companies starting to enter the industry. And 50 Cent and attorney Ben Crump is going to Congress to fight for more representation in the industry. So basically, the question that was presented for the chat, which is, do you think we should deserve more representation in the industry? And if so,
I believe that.
what do you think that the representation will look like?
360 said first, they said, if you want to go to sleep right away and drink some of that Portuguese port wine, then they said, Wait a minute. The first wineries in the Americas were all owned by Spaniards. The oldest Spanish winery is in Puerto Rico.
Okay,
I believe that though.
I believe that as well. Because I mean, I believe that it was the Spaniards that brought over the wine to
No,
England.
because the Indians was drinking wine.
Is
They were
that true?
drinking wine.
Okay. Well, I know somebody at some country during the slave trade, during that whole time of trading, wine was a commodity somewhere. That was
That
trade. That was
that
sent
wasn't
back to
wine.
folks.
That wasn't wine.
That wasn't
What
wine. I
was
mean,
it,
I know it
That
mother?
was.
one,
It was. I know it
wine
was
and
spirituous.
gasoline is two different things. That was not wine.
That was not wine.
Fat
That was
chat.
rum.
That shit they was drinking in the South called white lightning. That ain't nothing but
What?
gasoline, kerosene.
Ooh.
I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all better watch y'all
They were
mouth
drinking
before TikTok.
kerosene.
No, I'm saying it was just the strongest kerosene.
Oh,
No,
moonshine.
yeah, that's not no wine. Moonshine and wine is two
Moonshine
different
is
things.
hard liquor. That stuff will grow hair on your
Yeah, I
chest.
didn't. Ooh,
I had moonshine a couple of
I
times,
didn't have a
and
shot of
that
moonshine before.
stuff will make.
It
Mm,
definitely changed my whole perspective on life after I took that shot of moonshine. I took it
Moonshine and wine
and
is two different
instantly started
categories.
crying for no reason. I took a shot
that
of it
caramel
and tears
moonshine
started pouring
was
down from
good.
my eyes.
Turpentine, that's why I said kerosene. Moonshine ain't nothing but straight kerosene.
What's
Turpentine.
I don't
turpent?
So
care
What's
what flavor they put
turpentine?
with
y'all
it.
I'm
gotta
young,
educate me.
so
Y'all gotta educate me because I'm not familiar with
yeah.
turpentine.
Baby,
It sounds
they
like
made
Mom and
moonshine
360
with
are part of the
copper
same
pipes.
age group.
So what is made to make turpentine?
Hell if I know, I ain't never made it. But
But
I
what
know it
is
tastes
it?
like turpentine. I know it tastes it. You know how you smell something and you can taste it.
That's what that
Yeah.
is.
Uh, it
Ooh, so I knew it was strong.
moonshine, you can smell it and be like, "Yep, that's not supposed to be drank."
I mean, moonshine ain't. It depends on what type of moonshine you're
That's
drinking.
because they made it. No, that's because it's not made out of copper pipes. You gotta understand,
Okay,
moonshine back in the
Oh,
day was
so
nothing but
AJ,
old potato skins and whatever kerosene they diluted with.
so AJ,
360 said
turpentine.
turpentine is used to strip the
Yeah,
floor.
turpentine
Yeah,
was meant
so
to strip floors. Kerosene
Turpentine. I said
was
turpentine.
like lighter fluid,
they said
but
so
that
the
stuff was not
definition
supposed to be consumed.
of what
What you say,
turpentine is.
Calvin?
I said so when I looked up turpentine, it says turpentine is a colorless, flammable liquid with a strong
Yeah,
odor that's obtained by distilling resin from living trees, mainly pines. It's also known as gum spirits, terps, and wood turpentine.
I'm telling you, that's why back in the day they said
And people used to drink
the
this.
steel blew up. That's what they meant. That shit was nothing but purity gasoline.
360 said AKA Pine Sol.
I hate pine saw. I hate that garbage. But that is so true. Moonshine was not meant to be drank, but they drank it anyway because it made them
Well,
drunk.
I'm gonna tell you this: in Nashville, when I went to Nashville and went to the
They,
mall, they have a moonshine shop.
but you gotta understand that moonshine and the moonshine I'm talking about is two different moonshines.
Also, they
That's
watered the
cultured.
moonshine
That was
down.
cultured in a factory, and it had flavors,
That's
and they
crazy.
slapped something on there and said moonshine. I'm talking about back in the backwoods where they stirring that shit with a damn plank. That's what I'm talking about, moonshine. I'm not talking
Not a
about the stuff
plank.
you talking about. Your stuff is
I know it was
cultured,
two different
and
types of moonshine.
I'm
Some of the
talking.
moonshine may have lower alcohol
Alcohol
content.
content.
Yeah, I'm talking about the stuff that they stirred with a damn plank. Moonshine. I'm talking about the stuff that you drink it, it burns.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the
Burns.
moonshine. Like when I
So
went to
no.
South Carolina, I seen that with my granddad's house. He had some moonshine in the back, and I was like, "What's that smell?"
This shit's like nothing but gasoline. I don't understand how Grandpappy lived to be
You
so
better not like
long, but
nothing near it. Don't put nothing heat. Don't put it next to
no,
nothing
because it
heated.
ain't nothing but straight gasoline. Y'all don't understand what I'm trying to say. That stuff
I
is not supposed to be
understand.
consumed by human. No.
I'm trying to figure out how Grandpappy lived to see too.
Hmm?
Drinking.
Well, my granddaddy didn't drink. My great granddaddy did not drink. He was a pastor.
I knew you was gonna add church into this. Okay, get her off the phone. Get her off this
I
live.
don't know why you don't want to. This your Uncle O and Uncle Lou. That's the generation that was started drinking.
She said my family are Christians. She first started off my family are Christians.
They,
Get off.
okay, now you acting
I
like
know
you
your
don't know.
family. I am your family.
Okay, okay.
Jazz is moonshine is moonshine.
Moonshine.
Moonshine put hair on your chest if you want it.
No, thank you.
Says moonshine
You
is
know
a
what
high
else will put
proof
hair on your
liquor
chest if you
traditionally
want it?
made or distributed illegally. Its clandestine distribution is known as bootlegging.
That sound more like damn kerosene, clandestine. That's just kerosene.
She said tomato, tomato.
That sound like kerosene. I don't care what you say.
Said the name was derived from a tradition of creating the alcohol during the nighttime, therefore avoiding detection. So they named it moonshine because they was making this at night. This doesn't seem
I
like the
Maybe
mean,
this
type of
when the
shit was
chemical
moon
having
you be
black
shines,
mixing at
smoke.
night when it's dark. You need to have as much
No,
light as
but you gotta
possible.
understand, it might have made like a black smoke, and they was trying to sell it illegally.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's probably why.
also
Cause
when
I'm
you
telling you,
staring
that
at
shit
night, what
is
happens to the
garb.
moon? It shines.
Girl, go to bed.
So they said moonshine is an alcoholic drink that is typically made from corn, sugar, and water. So all you gotta do is it, just corn, sugar, and water. The corn is mashed, and then the sugar and water is added. The mixture is then boiled. The alcohol content of the moonshine can be as high as 95%, which is significantly higher than the alcohol content of most other types of liquor. Wow.
360 said moonshine is very flammable in the daytime. Another reason why they call it
Oh, okay.
moonshine
That's why you gotta do
because
it
And
at
blow
night.
your ass
mo-
into the neck
You
to
can
the
blow your
kidney.
ass up to the sky high, and then everybody gonna see the smoke. So it's like you can't even be like, "Oh, what explosion?"
No, no, thank you.
I
I'll
didn't,
stick to
I
my
didn't, I didn't
vodka.
see anything blow up. What are you talking about?
you can still drink moonshine. Just it's not red. It's not the moonshine y'all grew up on.
I didn't
Yes,
grow
I
up.
mean,
What part of that you didn't get? My family was in the church. What
Goodbye.
part of that you ain't getting? You gonna make us alcoholics? No,
Technically, y'all are, but okay.
so
no.
it also states that the high alcohol concentration in moonshine can lead to rapid intoxication, contributing to substance addictive potential. So people was drinking it, getting intoxicated. So you really probably only needed like maybe half, not even half. You ain't drinking all of this. You probably needed one
Half of
sip,
what?
and that was it. You was good.
Half a turpentine.
You just had one sip and that was it.
Baby.
You probably was good for like the rest of the evening.
Nah, he talk about moonshine.
Oh, I
It's
don't know
not
nothing
what you
about the
think.
turpentine. I gotta ask y'all about that. I defer that to the chat. But
You ain't
I
got to
know
ask me.
moonshine, you don't need a whole lot. Like I know some people fill up a whole mason jar and try and drink the whole thing. I'm like, yo, you only need a sip. Just a
No, they
sip.
was trying to sell those jugs that you talking about.
Yeah.
My great granddaddy had a jug to hold the door open. His house had like a slant, and he used one of them brown jugs with the cork to hold
Mm-hmm.
the door open.
It had
No, it did not
moonshine
have
in it.
moonshine in it.
Damn it.
No, it was just
Mm.
a heavy jug.
Mm.
Welcome DC. Welcome to the chat.
But the thing, what people don't understand, we're gonna come against a lot of animosity and hate, even though we ain't going in any type of business, but to make a legacy for our own. And that's the thing that some people have a problem with, us trying to better ourselves and our family. I'm not saying all, I said some.
Mm.
So being in the alcohol industry, that's that's like taking yourself and say, "Hey, I'm gonna I'm gonna make the next hair oil." Everybody, if you ain't got like a niche or something with your alcohol, it's it's gonna be like Shannon Sharpton. You're gonna have to push it like a drug. You're gonna have to push it to everybody you know. Try it. Try it. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
It it's gonna be a labor of love. If you're gonna do something, anything that you're trying to start, especially in the industry as alcohol, that's out of labor of love. That's out of I want my family to have the best of the best. But is it going to be easy? No. Are you going to be willing? And that's the biggest thing. Are you going to be willing to keep going when the times get rough? And that's when not problem, but that's when the real test come to play. Do you really want this? Are you going to keep going? Because you're going
I'm
to
gonna
get
make a
block
liquor
after
for
block
art.
after block. Is it going to be easy? I don't think it is. That's something I don't think it's an easy thing to just jump in. And I didn't know 50 Cent had anything alcohol. I know Rick Ross and Snoop Dogg. I even know well, not just Shannon Sharp, but what's Majigum? Oh my God. I just saw his face on the bottle. Oh my God.
Big boy.
Big boy. Cause there's a bottle in the other room. Um, I know it's hard for them to have start their company, but again, I think they knew somebody. Like Snoop knows people. He been in the business for damn near what? Since he was 17. That man is going on 50, right?
Right.
That man has been doing side quests and he has been collecting
All
tokens.
ever since he's
Oh
been
yeah,
rapping.
he
Once he
he's
realized,
probably maxed out his whole like career like accolade. Well, I mean, he still got more he can go for, but I'm saying like as far as like the mission, and he's
Mm-hmm.
like all the side quests. Like it's like a new thing that pop up, and you be like, yo, he's doing this too.
Him
And then
and Shaq.
it's usually like when he does it, it's like, oh snap, he's killing it.
But
Him and
that,
Shaq is doing side quests.
well, Shaq been doing side quest. When he made his first million, Shaq said he sat down and talked to some of his white friends. So you got to just sit down and talk to somebody who's willing to give you the information. You don't want to just befriend anybody. But if
Yep,
you could
that is
befriend
true.
somebody who's willing to give you knowledge and help you
And
understand
help.
the the game, I say sit down and listen. Take notes. Shit. Call me when you get it.
Not call me when you get it. Goodbye.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like that's the thing, and it's you gotta find that one person that's in there, and the next question, since you presented that, next question has got to be, are there people in the industry that'll be, that'll step forward and be like, yeah, I'll teach, hey, come with me, I'm gonna teach you the game,
I'm
so
sure there are many people that will
There's a
help.
lot of people out there that's willing to help, but the thing is, you got to find them.
hmm
They're not just gonna pop up like a Pokemon and oh, you encounter a wild white teen man or woman that want to help you with you. Like it's not gonna happen
You
like
said
that.
pop up like a Pokemon.
like a
I'm
Pokemon.
done.
Technically, that's what they do. If you ever play, okay, for the people who don't play Pokemon, when you travel in the grassy area, you can encounter the wild Pokemon that'll pop up because your screen will go black and white,
And
and
start
then it'll
flashing,
go into the Pokemon.
and then they
Yes,
play the
thank you,
music.
Kevin.
Dun,
You
dun,
should know
dun, dun,
this.
dun, 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 dun,
Yes,
dun,
ain't
dun.
no, it's not gonna happen like that. Like Mama said, you're gonna have to do the work. They just not gonna pop out like wild Pokemon.
You know what, people? I'm going to bed. I'm done. I'm I've been up and I'm tired. I love you all and y'all sleep well.
I
And
appreciate
I'll
you
talk
Not
coming
to
trying
you
to
in.
sleep.
later.
I appreciate you coming in.
All right. Bye bye.
Bye
Not bye bye. Not just a
bye.
phone call. Shirley, this is not just like
I'm just saying that she's right. She's right. There are people that's going to be in there that you just got to go out and find. And once
mm-hmm.
once you once you find them, hopefully you develop a
Never
partnership,
let go.
and exactly, like, learn as much as you can from them, so that
While they
if
kicking it,
anything was to happen, you can at least leave that situation knowing, okay, if I had to stand on my own, I know what the play is, and this is how I'm
because
gonna
they
do it.
told me X, Y, and Z.
They told me the playbook. They gave me the game. They said, "Hey, watch out for this guy right here. You know, he might fuck with you, but you know."
Yeah. What other topics do you have, Kev? That was a good one.
Well,
Or this is it.
you guys are opening up the floor. I'm opening up the floor to you guys.
This the
Uh,
only topic.
no, I have more, but I'm gonna have to
What's your other
upload
topic?
pictures and get it together.
Well, we can just talk out in the open. What was it?
Well, I know the next thing coming up is the
Or what about this? What was your last topic? Because I wasn't here.
well, I know what this the second topic is. Before we can get the photo up
I
here,
was gonna
but
say, don't give away all your
basically,
sauce.
second photo is the second topic is going to be talking specifically about NIL deals with colleges,
You say again, I didn't hear you.
with NIL deals in colleges.
NIL deal. What's NIL?
I'm going to tell you.
Hmm?
I'm going to tell you.
Oh.
So, what is NIL? Now, NIL stands for name, image, and likeness,
Okay.
right?
Mhm.
Now, from the article from as.com, and I like to cite my sources. So, basically, it's a big debate. Who's the highest paid college athlete, NIL endorsement deal money in NCAA sports? And now you know that NIL is name, image, and likeness. So the biggest debate that's been happening for years before the latest, which is the NIL era, before players used to not being able to get any money off of any name, image, or likeness while they were playing college football. So essentially, think of it as you come out of high school, you're probably the top player in your position in whatever sport that you're in, right? You go to this to
Mhm.
this to this school who gives you a full ride scholarship. You don't have to pay for school as long as you're playing sports there, and obviously
Right.
attending class and doing well. You do so well at this sport that you start winning championships for the school. The school makes jerseys with your name on the back of it and the number that you wear, and they sell it at every game. And the revenue that
Okay.
they could make from that is probably hundreds of thousands of dollars, money that you don't get a dime of. Also, they can make you
Oh.
sit at these meet the fan, greet the fans kind of events with the school. They can make you sign autographs of photos of yourself and memorabilia from that's promoting your name, image, and likeness, to which you don't get a dime of as well. But that same memorabilia can be then sold for then hundreds of thousands of dollars and sometimes millions of dollars,
And
to
that's what's
which you don't
happening
get any
now
money
in
from.
high schools?
This is high school, this is college. This was this up until I would say maybe 2 3 years ago. This has been a thing. The school can make all kinds of money from you. So if you
Wow.
play, for instance, someone that's like LeBron James, right? When he was in high school, his
Mhm.
high school was selling his jersey with his name on the back of it to people for money, to which he could not get a dime of, because at the time it was against the NCAA and high school rules, which says a player could not make any money or profit off of his name, image, or likeness while he is attending school.
Wait, is this the same kind of rule where they say that you can't get any you can't accept like money or offerings? Is that the same? Is that in the same rule too?
That is in the same realm, yes.
Huh. Now I knew about that because I watch a lot of movies and stuff like that. That you can't accept offerings or cars or whatever from uh sponsors. But I didn't know that schools were selling kids uh you know the stuff like jerseys and stuff, and they're not getting paid for it. See, that sounds like a lawyer issue now. Oh, maybe his phone died. Hmm. I think his phone died. Well, until he comes back.
What's going on,
Oh,
guys?
Oh, you're back. Okay.
Yes.
I was like, damn, I think his phone died. Well, let me go and turn on my camera so you don't lose your peoples.
So the next poll that we're going to be making, let me see if I can change this background here for you guys. Give me a second.
What is these emojis for?
There we go.
It says college football. Well, your thing is cut off.
I
So
did.
all I
I
see
know
is
that.
GE Football Network.
Yes, but I don't need it to just say the college football. I just wanted the image to be in the background so everybody
Oh,
can
got you.
understand that what we're talking about. So
I'm gonna put that
if you
emoji.
guys aren't familiar, this is Shador Sanders. He is doing his patented holding up his wrist, and he's got a pretty nice expensive watch on his wrist,
Yeah, he
and
do.
that's his moniker. He'll score a touchdown. He'll hold up his wrist. That's kind of the thing. Now, mind you, probably 10, 20 years ago, if he did this and say the university decided to make this a part of a commercial or put this on t-shirts and sell it, he couldn't make a dime off of that. Ain't that crazy? You the one that
Yeah.
came up with the thing that everybody is, running around and doing, and you don't even get no money off of that. That's crazy, right? So
And you said his last name is Sanders.
yes,
Is
Shador
he
Sanders.
is he a famous person's son?
Yes, he's Deion Sanders. Son.
I was like, Sanders sounds so familiar.
Right.
Deion Sanders. Ain't that
So
the guy you like listening to? That's a coach or
yes,
something.
Deion Sanders is an awesome coach, and he's also a very awesome former. Well, I'll give him a better uh, introduction than that. He is the greatest quarterback DB in the history of NFL, National Football League history. He's the greatest.
You
And
said he the greatest QB?
DB, which is
Oh,
defensive
D.
back.
Oh, okay.
He is the
I was gonna
greatest
say I thought
defensive
that was
back.
Tom Brady. Y'all keep claiming that man is great.
He is the greatest defensive back. He is the defensive version of Tom Brady.
Ah, teach me
He
something.
he is the greatest cornerback in NFL history. I'll even say he's the greatest cornerback in college history. I even say he's the greatest two sport athlete ever.
Mm.
Matter of fact, I won't even say that because Bo Jackson was a beast. I won't even say that. But if I had to choose between the two, I probably still would go with Bo Jackson because he was a beast. But if I had two choices and it didn't matter who went first or second, man, I want Dion first because I feel like if
Mama
Dion was
said
what did
prime time.
yes, prime time. That's what I'm saying. Like
That's his
I
name.
would I wanna yeah, that's what's his nickname. They nicknamed him Prime Time because he was always able to show up and when the lights was the brightest. He won Super Bowls. He won a Super Bowl, then later went and like hit a home run in the World Series and won a World Series.
Mm. How my mama know this? Mama, you watch too much Shannon Sharp.
Dion is the greatest. So this is his son. That's the picture of his son.
Gotcha.
So what I'm saying is that these now players, not just in football, but in basketball as well, in all sports. Now they're able to profit off of their name, image, and likeness as they're in college. Because at one time, before, I would say probably, like I said, about 10, 15, maybe 20 years ago, they couldn't do that. Like you couldn't even buy you couldn't buy a player a sandwich. Like your own family member couldn't buy you a sandwich because
Mhm.
that violates it. What they would have to do is they would have to give it to you in the form of a gift, or it's ways around it. It was like you had to give it to someone else, and then they would have to then give it to you, so it looked like a donation to the school.
Mhm.
It would have to be something like that, or it would have to be like you couldn't even do something like it was crazy. Like you couldn't even have your own family like buy you a cheeseburger because of the whole NCAA rule. So, but it was crazy because you talking about think about all the stars that was in college. Like you had all these different stars in any sport in college that you ever heard of, even in gymnastics. Like just think about everybody, and they ain't making a dime off of people. Like some people was making like beanies, and they were making T-shirts and hats, and they were making all kinds of little memorabilia, and they may be able
Mhm.
to get you to sign it. And guess what? You signing it and you can't make no money off of it. So you had instances where the Johnny Manziel situation. Um, Johnny Manziel is a situation where he was in school and same thing. I believe it was someone approached him about, hey, if you sign some footballs, some helmets, and some jerseys, I'll give you this much money. We won't tell nobody, but the only way you can do it is if you come over to this place over here where nobody could ever, connect you to this shit and sign a couple things and we'll pay you the money and you can just go ahead and fly back to school. So like
Mm.
that's why he was doing stuff like showing up at the NBA finals on the sidelines. And it's like that's all cool, but when you stop and think about it, it's like, homie, you like 18, 19 and you're in college. First of all, how you have enough money to buy a ticket to be on the court side of an NBA playoff game, let alone the NBA finals? How are you here? Don't you have to play? Don't you gotta play like on Saturday? Like how are you here? So night mom.
Good
But
night.
yeah, like I was saying, like that it was a situation where a lot of athletes could not make any money. And if you're an
Mhm.
athlete, some people would think, oh, you got a free ride, so everything's good. No, you still have to pay for everything else with scholarships, or if you can get um, maybe some money sent to you by your parents. But you getting a job as a college athlete is kind of like out of the question, unless it's like work study or something where it's like they gave you a scholarship. So like in order for you to fulfill the scholarship, you just get a job at like the bookstore or something on campus.
Mhm.
Other than that, it's like you just relying on whatever your social security and not social security, but whatever your financial aid is going to be. And a lot of people don't have financial aid that's going to give them a lot of money back. So that scholarship pretty much just pays for them to have a full ride to go to school, and that's it. So it's like, okay, I'm in school, but I don't got really no money to buy no food. I gotta wait till the cafeteria opens so then I can eat. as much as I can because I know when this cafeteria closes, that's it for you, boy. I ain't gonna have nothing to eat until the next day. Or if they got snacks at the, whatever little dorm room that they have the student athletes in,
Mhm.
So, and I understand this because I've had, a lot of teammates that I played on sporting teams with, and they went off to college and played. But some of them played in Division 1, some of them went to Division 2 and 3, and the difference in those times is, Division 1, you can get a full ride scholarship. Division 2, you kind of in most cases aren't getting a full ride. You can get like a partial, and a partial is they're only going to pay for half. So if it costs
Mm.
50,000 per year to go to school here, we got you for half of that. Where the other money coming from? You guessed it, financial aid. And if you got it, you got it. And if you don't, then we'll try and get you some scholarships somewhere. But yeah, nigga, you probably might only have enough to just be able to get in, and that's it. You know.
Mhm.
So, and then in Division 3 does not give you full ride. So it's just like what I told you before, where it's basically like you're going to school and you're playing for an intramural sport. You know, like you're paying to go to school through your financial aid, but if you get hurt, it's kind of like, hey, bro, I hope you got insurance because this might be all she wrote. So you have a lot of people who went the Division 3 route, and some people have came out of it and had successful careers, but they'll even tell you like it's tough. It's tough. It's tough, and a lot of people lost out on that. But the point I'm trying to make is that you're not able to make any money.
Mhm.
So there's been athletes that like I said has been successful coming out of Division 2 schools, going there for um, uh, the JUCO route, which is junior college. So you have athletes that's gone
Is
that
that
route.
what that means?
Yeah, JUCO is a short term for junior college.
Okay, keep going.
So you had athletes that, like I said, came out of JUCO and they've become very successful and became like multi-million-dollar athletes and are revered as, one of the greatest athletes of NFL history. Imagine if they were able to make
Mm. So Kevin is probably away. Okay, Kevin is back. Kevin, what keeps happening with your phone?
no, the phone died. Well, not it didn't
I
die, but
figured. I
I had to
figured.
put it on charge. But like I was saying, um, imagine if they was able to make money during the times where they were, playing in JUCO. I'm pretty sure the people in JUCO made a lot of money off of their name, image, and likeness being there, as well as the universities. They've made millions upon millions, probably billions upon billions of dollars off of name and images off of these players. And think about it, it's it's not like, oh, I can make money off of you as only when you're here. I'm still making money off of you if you go off to the NFL. That just makes the merchandise that I'm selling worth even more.
Even better. Yeah.
Exactly. So again, and a lot of times those guys don't start making any money until they make it to the NFL. And it's not like, everybody's gonna make it. So a lot of times you may have people who were great in college and never made it to the NFL, but again, the university still made money off of your jerseys, still made money off of your signature on memorabilia, still made money because you probably broke records and for the school and all that.
So
Make
what
money
is
off of it.
going on with this? Is it a case going on? Are
No,
they
so
taking this to court?
what happened is what I was speaking about, the NILs, which NIL deals is something that is from all those years that I spoke about where universities was making money off of players. What happened is a group got together, they went to Congress, and they said, hey, we feel that the NCAA is extorting, college athletes because you promise them a full ride scholarship, but then it's like you still can make money off of their jerseys even when they leave school and go on to the NFL. You can make money off of their jerseys just selling it, for millions upon millions of dollars because the fan base probably loved them and they were popular and they went on to the NFL. So it's like, people would want to have the college jersey just as well as they would want to have the NFL jersey. So you're making money off of these kids and you're not even breaking them any money off of this. And you're not the ones that's out there like, competing. So that's what NILs came and was spurred. NILs was spurred because the that was the conversation. So now you have NIL deals, and they're prevalent because we're in the day and age of technology and social media. So now what the NCAA's defense against having NILs was they was afraid that college athletes would get this money and start going buck wild. Like they're not gonna take their studies serious because they're there because yes they can play football but they're there to also to get an education. So if they start making money then the level and need of them to focus on that starts to diminish. And then you got, oh well, then they're going to school for the wrong reasons. They're going to school for whoever's going to pay them the most money, as opposed to going to school because, you want to play football, but at the same time, you want to, you know, study for something that can help you in life, you know, which is a nice thought, but don't tell me you afraid of me going buck wild, but you're still making like billions off of the same shit. Like, no, to me it sounds like you just don't want to share this money. So, but what I was saying is that my question for this topic is now that we have the NIL deals and we have a lot of promotion being came from that because you have Shadur Sanders and his pops on a lot of different commercials. You've seen them on Aflac commercials. You've seen them on commercials for what is that? Boost Mobile. I've seen them on commercials of Boost Mobile. So with that happening, my question is, do you now see, do you think that because they're able to make money off of their name, image, and likeness, do you think that now these universities and colleges are going to approach recruiting as if it's like a partnership deal. Hello, hello.
Mhm. I'm
Did
sorry,
you
I
hear what I
dozed
said? Or
off.
you hear what I said?
I dozed off.
Yeah, I
I
heard you.
blanked out. Rewind.
Well, basically the question I asked the chat, and I'll open it up to you as well. Is now that we have the NIL deals, do you think that because we have these NIL deals, do you think the college athletes and the approach in recruiting these athletes to these colleges and universities, do you think that approach now changes to more of you're looking to have a partnership with some
Technically,
of
ain't
these
that what
kids?
it is?
Well, not necessarily. Like
Cause
NIL
no,
deals
no,
is the
no.
partnerships
If
with the brands. So NIL deals is basically around so that like I said, the athletes can be able to make money off of the image. Meaning not that
technically
has
that
nothing to
is the
do with the
brand. You
university.
are your brand.
Yeah, but that has nothing to do with the university. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so you're saying
I'm saying that the approach, because now to be able to get these guys to come to your university, you got to recruit them. So, do you think the approach and how they recruit these athletes to come to their school changes to more of them trying to approach it as, hey, this is a partnership. Like if you come here, I can get you NIL deals
that's like
with.
how you said earlier. Remember how you were saying that the companies can go to these YouTubers and these or whoever and say, "Hey, I want you to do this, this, and that." And some people will be like, and you said some people will actually like do A, B, and C, and some people have that leverage where they don't have to do A, B, and C. They can tweak A, B, and C to make it element O.
Yes, and yeah, in a way, yes.
That's exactly how you said it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it's well, my thoughts on it is that I think that you're right. That I think that the way that they will have to recruit these athletes is it would have to be approaching them on more so of a partnership. You know, obviously, football or whatever the sport is, that's an aspect of it as well. But I think the other part of it is, hey, we got connections with this brand, that brand. They can get you this type of NIL deal. You know, you know, if you sign with us, this is what we have to offer to you.
Hmm.
So
So you say they have is it will it be cool if the universities have like a contract for
I
said
think, do you think you could get that?
athlete to sign for the NILs? Now, and is that what you're saying first before I go to the next thing I'm about to ask?
Yeah, like I mean, yes, that's
Okay, so if they have a contract, do said athlete get paid? Are they gonna pay said athlete the a percentage of using their image or name or likeness?
yes.
Okay. Well, they should implemented this a long time ago.
I agree. I agree, and I mean a lot of people would agree as well. Especially a lot of college athletes would agree as well, because I mean, just think about it, like a Shaq or um, LeBron when he was in high school. If he was able to
Mhm.
make money, at that early age, or any athlete that probably came out of high school, like Kobe. Like, what if Kobe was able to make money off of his name, image, and likeness in high school, before he got to the NBA. So these
Mhm.
are these are all things that, you know,
Not only that, and I'm saying this because I watch a lot of movies. But what about the kids that don't have much and they are that great athlete? Like now, if they
exactly,
do sign a contract, now they're able to provide for their family.
exactly. And I feel that that is also a driving factor with recruiting these athletes now. So I mean, it's no secret. A lot of the athletes may be coming from, low income families, or they may be coming from, the roughest neighborhoods and areas, and they're just extraordinary at what they do. And I'm speaking upon,
Mhm.
like, just seeing it firsthand from a lot of people, a lot of good athletes coming from South Florida. So I understand. And it's one of those things of, I think a lot of colleges and universities that may not have the pull and amount of resources and money to be able to offer the kind of NIL deals or packages that, like, say a much more prominent and, you know Power Five school.
I
So
get
I
that,
I can
but
see
wait,
them being
if they
upset about
don't
it.
if they don't have the money for it, but when that athlete do make them that money, they should, you know, do a contract anyway, right?
They should. You are right.
Because you just
'Cause
said they don't have, like, some universities, whatever, don't have the money. I get that. Let's say they don't have the money and then they get this athlete that starts doing some great things for their university. Now they're racking in some type of revenue. Now they can
mhm,
start an NIL.
they could,
I think
but
that
they
could be
run. They
implemented
understand.
as well.
I think they understand that the risk of that person leaving to go to, because I mean, it opens up a lot of different factors now that you have NIL deals. So you may be at a school, and let's say you've been at this school for X amount of years, and you may not be. It may not be something as simple as money. It may be something as you may not be, playing, and you want to play, but okay, if I go to this school, I'll probably be able to start for sure. But they not gonna give me as much money as this school that told me that they may not, they don't want to say, they can't tell me that I'm the, outright starter. But if I come in and work at it in training camp, I might be able to win the job. But if I win it, I'm getting double what the other school would have gave me if I went there to just, straight up and down start, guaranteed.
Mhm.
So now the decision is different, as opposed to if the money aspect was taken away. Most athletes would be like, shoot, they said I'm gonna start. Them boys said I gotta compete. I would love to compete, but if I don't win, then I'm back in the same boat that I was before. So why roll the dice with that situation when I can just go here, you know, and take the guarantee and then just, make the best out of that situation. Now that you throw in the aspect of money, you know, things have changed.
Right.
Same thing for when you recruit somebody. You're recruiting somebody, you're like, hey, I want you to come to the University of Miami. Okay, coach, but you do realize um me and my family is living in a two-bedroom apartment and there's five of us, right? Yeah, I realize that. So, I need to have a little coin to make sure I go to this type of school, right? But we're gonna give you a full ride scholarship, and yeah, we'll get you some NIL deals that total about 2 million. Okay, cool. Well, the other school said they can do about 4 million. So what's up? Can y'all match that? Because I would really love to come to y'all, but I just need you to match that in
Not
some
the
way, shape,
haggle.
or form. But this is what I'm saying. The
No, yeah,
athletes,
I get it.
the athletes now, for the first time in like years, are in the position of power. Now they can come to these colleges and say, "Hey, I would love to come to you." But you know
Ain't
what?
that what happened in the blind side? Honestly, I don't like to go back to the movie.
Well, I'm not sure.
That movie, The Blind Side,
Well, I'm
ain't
not
it
sure.
called The
I'm not
Blind
sure about
Side?
that one. I'm not sure about that movie. I'm not sure.
You never seen it with Sandra Bullock? Okay, so it was about it's a tall black boy and he was able to play football really good, I believe, and like he started getting offers from colleges and stuff. Look up Blindside. You never seen the Blindside? Ooh, we can watch that together.
Yeah, I never seen the Blind Side movie. I know it's about like some player that played in NFL, but I didn't.
Let me see
Yeah,
where you.
but yeah. So it changes the conversation, folks. Um, you have NIL deal era, which is allowing for the kids to be able to make money off of their image and likeness, and they get control over how that image and likeness is going to be portrayed. So it puts the power back into the talent, and when the power is back into the talent, the machine doesn't like it. The machine doesn't like it because they had everything going in a well-oiled machine where you come into the college football ranks, um, you can get chewed up and spit out. You know, just as plain as day, like that. You get chewed up and spit out, and they'll spit you out. Wouldn't care about the fact that you got injured or anything. It's on to the next player that can, make them some money and keep them in business. I wouldn't be surprised if we find a athlete that ends up making more money than coaches in NIL deals. I wouldn't be surprised. I feel like that is a potential to happen, and I think you're gonna have a athlete in high school that's gonna be prominent online. He might have millions upon millions of followers, you know, brand deals coming at him left and right, and you know, he's just he or she will just be so big in 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 the public eye to the point where it's like you're making more than your coaches, you know? Stop me if I'm crazy.
Can't find the movie, but go ahead.
But I said that like I was saying before, that I wouldn't be surprised if somewhere down the line we start seeing some type of a college athlete start making more money than their coaches.
Oh, true. I mean,
I
ain't that
wouldn't be
how that should
surprised.
be, honestly?
It should be that way because if you think about it, college, well, I can't speak specifically for any other sport than the sport that I can speak towards, which is football and basketball. Um, Track, I'm not sure about that area, but uh, know that um, I feel that there's going to be college athletes or a college athlete, man or woman, Doesn't matter who. It could be both. But I feel like there's going to be college athletes that's going to enter the college world already with a following from high school. And I mean, not just your typical, okay, you got people from your home state that know you. I'm talking about like everybody knows who this high school, player is.
Like you done went TikTok viral or YouTube
Right.
viral or something.
Like, and not just you did it once. You do it consistently. Like you out of here. Like you got celebrities coming to like your games, kind of like a LeBron effect. Like you had celebrities coming to your games. You got people, doing TikToks and having you come to their podcasts and their live streams, and you're talking to people, doing interviews, you're getting money and da 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 da. Like
Right.
I feel like you're gonna have that whole. There's gonna be someone that's gonna have that type of push, and then they're gonna get into the college world, and it's just gonna explode. Like not only the fact that they're really good on in whatever field or sport that they're in, it's just the more that they keep winning, the bigger their audience grows to the point where they're gonna
Hmm.
make so much money that it's incentivized for you as a brand to want to use them. So now you may get your first shoe deal from you may get your first shoe deal for a college football or basketball player, or you may get it first, you know, endorsement deal specifically. Like he or she might get their own shoe, you know, or get their own product, signature product in college, And I feel like NCAA will try their hardest to keep them there for 3 to 4 years so they can keep making money off of them. But I feel like there's gonna be someone that's gonna come into the college ranks. They're gonna have all kinds of, you know, push from high school people, from like all the famous podcasters. They know of them. They watch the highlights. They talk about them. Even had them on to speak. You know, all of that. I feel like they're gonna do that, and they're gonna make more money than their coaches. To which the coaches is gonna start to, they're gonna start to feel some type of way, like who this little nigga like 18, 19? How the fuck you making more money than me? I know basketball. I've been around for 15 years. Did you win anything? Well, no, not yet. But I'm on the verge of, yeah, it sounds like you need them. So don't be a hater. Just go ahead and play them. Because you'll have coaches that will be haters and be like, I'm not going to play this motherfucker. I'm going to wait, you know? Because they hating because you making more
Ain't that
money.
what your coach did to you?
What? For what? Basketball?
Wasn't there a game that you didn't play when you was playing football, or was it basketball? Either or that you told me.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That
You
was football.
said that
That was football.
you was benched.
Yeah, that was football. Bench the hell out of me, too. I played like 2, 3 downs, and I was hyped for those 2, 3 downs, and that was it. I ain't played no more the rest of the game. I was like, bro, I literally got dressed and did, you know what I'm saying? And we had some real nice uniforms, real nice
Not the what was your colors? Orange and
uniforms.
something.
No, we was maroon and gold, but
Oh,
the jerseys we had was all white, and we had like a thunderbolt on the side of the pan that would connect to the side that had a side thunderbolt. The thunderbolt was in gold,
Makes sense.
outlined in maroon,
So,
and we
do
had
you
all
think you
white.
would have had NILs? Do you think you would have had an NIL?
I would have had a few. I had a few now. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you like I would have had a whole bunch of money. I would have made a decent amount. I would have made enough to be like, hey, mama, retire. Nah. Tell them kids,
Not
fuck 'em.
mama, retire yourself.
Tell them kids, fuck them. I would have called my mama instantly. Mama, fuck them kids.
Well, I would say, um, if they going to start doing this, I hope they stick with it because if I don't have children, but if I was to have a child and they started playing a sport and they was really good at it, and then they start gaining exposure, I would want them to be paid off of it, or I'm gonna have to do something about it. Let me make you your TikTok account. If they don't want to pay you, TikTok will pay you. That's if we still got TikTok. I don't know. Instagram, YouTube. Ooh, YouTube. I think if they don't do this now, that YouTube is a good platform for those athletes to post their highlight reels.
hmm
See, I don't know nothing about sports like that, so
But that's when you get the guy destroying. So basically, he's a YouTuber. He used to be a kicker for the University of Central Florida, and I know about his story because he started the YouTube channel as he was, in school still, and
hmm
he started making some money off of it because he basically his YouTube was just him kicking the ball, then doing tricks, trying to kick the ball like further out, making field goals. Then he started trying to like being a receiver, doing other positions and stuff like that, right? Build
hmm
his TikTok, build his not TikTok, build his YouTube community up to where he was starting to make like money, like real money from it. So when he started making real money from it, the NCAA stepped in and said, "Hey, we noticed that you've been making some money. Yeah, that's against the rules." And his defense was like, "Bro, like nobody's giving this money to me. I'm literally doing something to make money. That's essentially like I'm in school, I created something and I started selling it. You're telling me I can't make money off of something that I created." So
hmm
they came to him and made and said, "Hey, you got a decision to make. You could keep your YouTube channel and continue doing it, but we're revoking your scholarship from school, which means you won't be here as a kicker anymore, and you can just do your YouTube shit from now on." He decided to keep his YouTube thing and continue that. Fast forward to now, I think now he has like one of the biggest like YouTube channels in terms of watching 101s, which is, when wide receivers and DBs and everybody try to like go 101 against each other. And he goes around to like different cities, different states. He's even gone overseas and, find people, um and have this competition where he gives out, I think, like, either sometimes he give out like 10,000, sometimes he's giving out, 20, 50, stuff like that. And it's not just for like the older kids. He's had kids in there, go at it too. So full circle moment is he was, I think, offered to try out for a football team. I think it's one of those like new expansion football leagues.
Hmm.
But imagine if he was allowed to keep playing football and do the YouTube thing and have the NIL deals. He would have been making buku money. But that's what I'm talking about. A destroying somebody who's very good at what he does, but he also has like a social media presence and follow. So much to the fact that he's making money off of it. What do you tell that kid who's 18, 19 years old? He's already making like close to hundreds of thousands of dollars. And you go to him and say, hey, you gotta stop doing what you're doing in order for you to make, you're still gonna make some money, but it may not be as much as you could have made if you keep doing that. And if you get hurt, a good chance that you probably ain't going, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
We might bring somebody in next year that we start over you. And then if they do real well, then it's like, yeah, nigga, you might not be the guy no more. This next person is the guy. So we're gonna push him. He's gonna get all the NIL deals. You'll get some, but you're not gonna get the ones that he got. Oh, and you still can't do your YouTube shit no more.
Not you still can't do it YouTube channel. I be like, fuck you.
That's tough. I appreciate you sending me the gifts. Thank you very much.
Oh, you saw my gifts.
Welcome made by Tape. But yeah, so that's why this picture is significant, and I chose it as the background for this particular topic is because
Yeah, I didn't
you
want you
can't.
to get too deep into your next topic.
Hmm?
I didn't want you to get too deep into your next topic. Cause I wanted you to save it for whenever you was going to do it.
No, I mean I got one more topic, but I might be going to get ready to fall asleep. So
Hmm.
I said I got one more topic, but I think I'm about to get ready and go to sleep. So
Yeah, cause somebody is supposed to be over this way.
hmm.
You thought I forgot? No, siree. I
Nope.
got a Hobby Lobby trip. Well, go ahead, do your little sign off thingy, so I can bother you on Facebook.
Um,
I don't know what you eating, but it's gotta be good because it done got your mouth closed.
Where's the cookie? Welcome, Wanda. Um, in closing, for this topic, NILs are definitely much well overdue. Um, I, I'm not sure of the particulars of what the NCAA's rulings on the matter is. Outside of it just being as long as it's like an NIL deal signed that way, probably through the school. But yeah, man, I love it. Um, Gives me hope for my kids. They go to school, they you know go for college scholarship in sports or something. They might be able to have some NIL deals and make some money, and then they can stop asking me and the mother for some money. That can also definitely be a heaven sent. Know that you ain't gotta send like you sending care packages on hey, we saw this and thought of you kind of ordeal, as opposed to how it was for me. It was like I was looking forward to them care packages. I would call my mama and ask for specific things too, like, hey, when you go out the store, can you pick up some butterscotch crumpets? Yeah, you want the ones that? Yes, yes, I want the ones with the cream frosting on top. Yep, that one. Butterscotch one. Yep. Yeah, you know that they have a chocolate one, right? Send that one too. I don't even want. Matter of fact, give me 2 boxes of the butterscotch, one of the chocolates. I can try it out, see how it is. But that's gonna be like gold because I'm gonna hold that one down. The reason for the 2 boxes is because I know my homeboys, they greedy and they like to steal. So I know if I leave one box open, they probably gonna reach in and take one, you know, which is cool because I got 2 boxes left. But the one box is the fool, so that when they see it, they don't take the last one. So then it's like, damn, he gonna know that I took it. And I purposely would dump out most of them and leave like 2 or 3 in the box. So if they did take one, it'd be like, you only gonna take one. You at least gonna leave me the last one. So you gotta be smart when you got your butterscotch crumpets. But I digress. And our deals are very good and much well overdue. Um, what I will say is that the day that we start seeing college athletes make more money than their college coaches is vastly approaching. I say give it like another 5, 10 years, we're gonna see the first person to go to college and make probably like millions, probably millions on just this NIL deals. And at the same time, he made more money than the coaches. Like, I'm not saying that that person's attitude should be like he's the shit, he or she is the shit. But it can, I mean, you kind of got a lot of room. You can pull up, you can pull up and be late to class, and your professor go, young man, young woman, why are you late to class? Hey, chill out, bruh. You on tenure, and I understand that. But guess what? When you retire, you still won't make more money than what I just made last year. Get out of my face, sir. I'm going to my seat. Now, obviously, you don't want them to say that or do that. But I'm just saying, This is how my mind works. And I just feel like you got a lot to say. I mean, if you think about it, you kind of like
Yeah.
can go anywhere on campus and just tell them what you want. Like you probably go to the cafeteria and ask them to close off a section just for you and your special lady, and be like, "Yeah, man, I give you a couple hundred," and they do it. I guarantee you they would. You can be like, "Hey, save me the last 3 pieces of the extra crispy chicken thighs. Let me get 2 extra crispy drums, and drizzle them things with barbecue sauce. I know y'all don't do that, and this is KFC, but make it happen for you, boy." Oh, them boys tossing chicken and barbecue sauce. Oh yeah, oh yeah, they doing that. Hey, bro, I want a super cup. Find the KFC bucket from back in the day and fill it up with the Mountain Dew. All the Mountain Dew you can fill it up with. Fill that bit.
Kevin,
You just made a tray of biscuits. Dump them in there.
Kevin, is this
I
your
need,
closure?
huh?
Are
Yes,
you
this is my
going
closing.
on a
This
rant?
is my closing. This is my closing. Yeah, you just made a
Okay.
whole pan. You made a whole pan of biscuits. Yeah, I'm gonna need all that. You probably got enough money to where you could walk into KFC and tell them, "Give me the Colonel's secret recipe," and they give it to you on the spot. I really do feel like you could. You can. So, is this a good or bad thing? Who knows? But I know right now, I'm loving it. Young kids, go ahead and make your money. Um, be smart with your money, of course. Well, yeah, man, make all your money that you can, man, off your name, image, and likeness, dog. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, whatever you making, university making probably like 10, 15, 20 times that. And they going to continue making money off of that, even when you are gone. So make your money, run your bag up, or whatever the young kids say. And, yeah, be more smarter with how you manage it, man. Trust me, it's important. But, like I said, folks, we've reached the end of our live chat conversation. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I would like to thank Miss Angie, and I would like to thank and AJ for stopping by into the guest box. And like I said always before, if you guys stop into the live and you would like to hop into the conversation, share your perspective, you can do the same thing like my boy 360 did. You can comment, and when we come across it, we'll definitely address it, and we will give your dialogue and your perspective some shine and some thoughts. Again, not expecting everybody to agree with everyone's thoughts, opinions, or perspectives, but at the same time, I do anticipate and I do require everybody to come in and basically give each other the same respect that you would like in return. So this was a great live. The interaction was great. AJ, you were great. Miss Angie, you were great. Um, 360, shout out to him. He was great, giving us a little bit of insight on moonshine and wines and spirits. Uh, I'm definitely gonna try some South African wines as he suggested, and I definitely will let you guys know how that turns out. Not really a fan of wine, but cross your fingers, you never know. But at the same time, It's getting kind of late, but to some people in certain places, it's actually early. So that being said, appreciate you guys coming by. Appreciate you guys for stopping by and taking this ride with us. Thank you to all of the five people that's in the live right now. Thank you to Miss Wanda Survivor. Thank you for stopping by the live. Appreciate you. Shout out to Cheryl. Appreciate you for stopping by the live as well. And Miss Leaky Bug and AJ, thank you for stopping by.
I
And
was gonna say, I exist. Hold on.
oh, okay. Probably
I
coming.
can.
Gotcha. But I appreciate y'all. Joseph Pearson, thank you for stopping by. Nina Sanford, thank you for stopping by. Scorpio, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate y'all for stopping by and checking us out. The lives will be consisting on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 10 p.m. Eastern. We started a little late today, had a few technical issues. Hopefully, we'll have all of that figured out and taken care of for you by the next live on Friday. Until then, have a great Thursday. I had to think about what day it was. Have a great Thursday. Be safe. And as always, think about the business, man. Everything is
Bye,
business.
Kevin.
Bye, y'all.